Dare you on Corey Road, Greenville.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello, and welcome into a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, and coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250 and 930. You can find us online, pr927fm.com. You can watch the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Subscribe to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube and check out all of our videos. We have this show archived each and every day. We've got some other goodies up there as well, including Pirate Radio Trivia. Got a new ep of Pirate Radio Trivia dropping next Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. All right, a lot of guests, a lot of topics to hit on today's program. You can be a part of the show, as always, by chiming in on our Facebook Live feed or on Twitter. And you can reach us there with a question, comment, concern, joke, roast, whatever you have for us. But our guest today on the show, Brian North, will join us in about 15-20 minutes. We'll talk about what's going on in the world of sports. I asked North, I hope he's in tune to it at least a little bit, what's going on with the NCHSAA, the governing body for high school sports in the state of North Carolina. There could be some changes coming there, and I want to dive into that, what's going on here locally, and we'll talk some national professional sports as well. With the shifting landscape in college football, a major shift, the biggest shift we might have ever seen, potentially coming up soon. We'll talk about that too in a moment, but we'll talk about that with North. We got Jeff Nadu, big man on campus, joining us. We'll continue our NFL division previews. Today we'll talk about the AFC West. It'll be a lot of Chiefs talk. Is there anyone else in that division worth talking about? Can Herbert and the Chargers take a major step in his second year? What about Igoe's Broncos? Quarterback issues there, and the Raiders just feel like forever around a 500 team. And now that there are 17 games, does that mean 8-9 or 9-8? I think it'll be one of those two. But we'll talk about all that with Jeff Nadu in hour one. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joins us in hour number 2. We will preview the 2021 ECU linebackers. So we'll talk Bruce, we will talk Ramsor, Xavier Smith, who are some of the young guys we're excited about in 2021. Chandler points out Jaira Wilson, but he's in a weird position. We'll have to ask Igoe, what position does he play? We talked about that with Blake Harrell yesterday. You'll hear what the defensive coordinator had to say about the linebackers, and then we'll break it all down with Igoe in hour 2. Hour 3, a huge lineup of guests. We're going 4 deep, including myself in hour 3. I'll be here. Troy D will be here. Touchdown Tony Collins will be our second viral star of the week. Parker Bunch on Monday. Tony Collins today, as he was running around in some kind of unicorn outfit at his granddaughter's party and made it on the Today Show and all over the place. So we'll see what the crazy antics of Tony Collins is up to these days. Also, Ted Pardee going to join us to break down the Houston Cougars. He is the color analyst for the Cougars. He is the son of Jack Pardee, former Redskins coach, a longtime football coach. So a lot to talk about with Ted Pardee as Dana Holgerson and the Cougars are on the schedule in 2021 facing the Pirates. All right, there is all that. We got Shirley Rhodes here. We got Chandler Honeycutt here. Shirley, let's go ahead and get the Shirley cam going so we can check out Shirley's new hat that was dropped off by Pirate Radio listener Chad, who won a prize last week, went to a Wood Ducks game where they were giving out special Kinston collard green hats, and Shirley Rhodes is wearing that hat right now.
It's a sweet little lid.
And Glenn and I have major hat envy because the hat itself is cool. I like everything going on with it, but the best part is on the side. The Texas Pete logo on the side.
It really does it for me.
Come back a little bit, Shirley.
Oh, come back a little bit?
Yeah.
Come back a little bit?
Just a little bit, for sure.
How about if I just take it off?
Yeah.
Take it off. Here we go.
Take it off. Oh, look at that.
The TP logo is sweet. So, Shirley, you were very happy when you saw that left for you today.
Yeah, I was a little nervous when I came back from lunch and you said, hey, and you had this little grin on your face and you said, there's a present at your desk. And I was like, oh, no, that's never good. And then I walked in and I saw it. I was like, yes! Because as a matter of fact, I got a DM the other day asking if I had gotten a hat. And I said, I hadn't heard from Chad, so I don't know if I got one or not. Because he said he didn't want to make any promises. He was going to attempt to get one. And he didn't want to make any promises, and I didn't hear from him, so I thought, well, maybe he couldn't get one. No big deal. And then I walk in, and it's sitting there, and I'm like, all right.
Very cool. Very nice gesture by Chad.
Yes, thank you, Chad. I appreciate that very much.
Hat. And by the way, you may have noticed, Redbeard did, that the big dog, Glenn Griffin, is hanging out
in the house
for segment number 1 of the show, wearing a Kinston collard greens hat.
And a Hawaiian shirt.
He's looking good. Looking summery. What's up, Glenn?
It's the vibe, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
You're look good, feel good, play good.
You know it.
Welcome, Glenn. How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm doing good.
All right. Good to hear. Good to hear.
We're very supportive of the collars today. I hadn't really thought about that.
Yeah, I didn't realize you had yours on until just now. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we are collared up today.
I miss my grandma's collards. She's about the only person that's ever really cooked collards in my life.
Oh, I miss collards every day.
Put some vinegar on there.
My aunt grew her own hot peppers.
Oh, yeah.
That's vinegar, with the vinegar. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Sounded like the Kool-Aid man there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I'd cut those up and drop that on my collards.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Good call.
Drop it on
give it a little bit of a kick.
Drop it like it's hot. All right. Let's get to today's rundown. What's first on the list? The ever-changing landscape of college football, which and college athletics, which had really quieted down. There was a time, remind me of the years, was it like early teens?
08.
Was it
through like 2012 or 2012? It was like there was like a 4 or 5 year span there where every off season was just total silliness.
Yeah.
It was like what NASCAR calls the silly season. These big mega conferences were having total silly season, and that's what we got. That's when we got the realignment of the Big East going apart, and part of it going with the ACC, part of it in the American.
Well, let's go back to
and the last adding for the SEC.
Let's go back to November 27th, 2012. Glenn, USA Today Sports, Big East to add Tulane, East Carolina.
Yep.
And we never played a game in the Big East
because the Big East evolved and turned into the American. And because the ACC came hunting.
Became the American, right. And took Cuse and Pitt and
Boston College,
BC, those schools. So, yeah, it was around that time frame where everything was happening. Well, now it came out yesterday, and boy, did this happen fast. And, again, we don't know what was going on behind the scenes. We might at this point as reports continue to trickle out. But this is from Alex Scarborough from ESPN. Oklahoma and Texas have reached out to the SEC about possibly joining the conference. The Houston Chronicle first reported this. It says both Texas and Oklahoma released similar statements Wednesday. Both schools declined further comment. They're going with the whole, hey, look, anybody can make up a rumor. We're not going to reply to that.
Anybody can have conversations.
Conversations are a part of life, right?
Yeah.
And Oklahoma, in a statement, said the college athletics landscape is shifting constantly. We don't address every anonymous rumor. But
Oklahoma State put out a strongly worded statement.
You better not leave us?
More or less. I mean, because they're tied. I mean, they're kind of in the Virginia situation.
Texas A&M, their AD said, we want to be the only SEC program in the state of Texas. There's a reason why Texas A&M left the Big 12 to be standalone, to have our own identity. So there's going to be pushback from some schools. Some other schools might welcome the additional revenue that a Texas and Oklahoma would have.
I think it's like, is it 8 out of the 12 have to vote in favor?
There has to be 4 no's for it not to happen.
And you definitely got one.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to get the others.
I believe I read Missouri and A&M would be like certain no's.
So Missouri would be a certain no, you think?
I read that.
If I'm Missouri, I want to play Texas and Oklahoma.
Now, I also read that if this happens, you would have to take a couple schools from the SEC West, move them to the East, which would be Bama and Auburn.
Yeah, you got to move Bama and Auburn East. Have you seen the pod idea?
But does Georgia and Florida and Tennessee want Bama and Auburn in their division? Like, would they push back just because of that?
Every alignment I've seen has Bama in a situation that looks like the Patriots in the AFC East circa 2010.
Yeah, just no
competition. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the pod thing. I didn't really look into it. It was like 4 pods of 4, basically.
Right. It's like almost like a professional league would break it up, and you divisions.
Yeah,
and then there's a system where you play more or less like the NFL. You play the 3 teams in your division, and then you rotate 2 teams from another pod every so many years. The idea would be that you would play every team in the SEC at least once during a player's 4-year career.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I wonder at this point if you'd even play non-conference games anymore. You just play. I'm worried they could just split off and have their own damn thing. Like SEC football is separated from college football.
I think they'd have to go to like 24 to get there, probably.
Yeah, they'd have to add more.
I mean, you'd have to add Ohio State, Clemson are definites.
Oh, you're talking about adding other powers like Notre Dame.
Like if you went to the power model,
maybe you go out west and get a USC or Oregon or something. Just to get some West representation.
Maybe a BYU if you're adding Notre Dame. I just throwing it out there. If you're making this power conference,
well, all this is all hypothetical speculation now, because if this does happen, does the Big 12 dissolve as we know it, or did they poach Houston and a few other schools to come in?
I think the better idea is you just combine
the American and the Big 12?
and the Big 12 together
and make it the Big 20,
or it's the American. It's the Big American.
The Big American.
Big America. I like.
Which is also Glenn's weekend wrestling name when he wrestles in LaGrange. The Big American.
Catch the Big American at the Armory this Sunday.
He's got giant American tights. The Big American. I like it. All right, let's move on because we almost need to take a time out. Release the Kraken. Last night was the expansion draft for the Seattle Kraken in the NHL. Who better to announce the first pick than Seattle Seahawks legend Marshawn Lynch? Shirley, let's hear Marshawn Lynch announcing the first pick last night.
This the first pick, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the first pick, we're going with the boy Callie, though. You know what I'm talking about?
Yup, Callie Yarncrow.
Callie Yarncrow.
You just heard it. Callie Yarncrow to the Kraken from Beast Mode himself. Thank you so much as always. Appreciate you.
Hey, and look, Callie, if I didn't pronounce it right, tap in with me and let me know how to do it the right way, big dog.
You heard it from him.
Straight up.
You heard it from him directly.
All right. I think I want him announcing every first pick. Just names he can't say, preferably.
I want to see the NFL draft and you replace the commissioner with Marshawn.
A lot of hugs, a lot of daps.
I like it.
A lot going on. ESPN has taken over the NHL rights and got off to a rocky start. Why is Chris Fowler part of the coverage? We should probably have people that know hockey as part of the coverage. Here's Chris Fowler last night during the expansion draft coverage.
8 picks have been revealed. We shift now to the Metropolitan Division and continue in alphabetical order. Carolina Panthers up next.
That's not right, Chris. The Kraken did not select Christian McCaffrey, Chandler.
Whew.
They did not get Brian Burns.
Whew.
Who's another name you mentioned? Jeremy Chin was not added to the Kraken last night.
He didn't even correct himself. He just went on.
He just moved on. Hey, look, if you make a mistake, just move on. Hope people forget about it. Well, but we do not forget that Chris Fowler, Carolina Panthers, are playing hockey now.
8 picks have been revealed. We shift now to the Metropolitan Division and continue in alphabetical order. Carolina Panthers up next.
Said it
You're
was
not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
You're not that team, pal. You're not that team.
Did they have Lee Corso in a giant Ottawa Senators mascot hat come out and do stuff like? Get NHL people to handle your NHL stuff.
Yeah, I was very confused when you told me that it was Chris Fowler.
And how confident did he sound saying it too?
Oh,
Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Like,
let's go to the Carolina Panthers.
Chris Fowler is awesome. And he might know hockey. He just made a mistake, of course. But I'm a huge Chris Fowler fan. But he's a
football guy.
That is not what you want on night one of your NHL coverage. You know you're going to get roasted for it.
Oh, yeah.
So
and look, the social media accounts for both the Carolina Hurricanes and the Carolina Panthers have had fun with this starting last night when Chris Fowler said that, and it's gone through all today. I think I saw where the Carolina Hurricanes changed their logo to the Carolina Panthers colors. I just saw where Carolina Panthers said, "Who should we take?" Hurricanes saying, "Hey, good luck with the draft tonight." So they've had fun with this last night and all today.
All right, we have some Canes news. It appears I had Mike Maniscalco. Oh, hey, buddy. It appears I had Mike Maniscalco on a day too early. I was trying to add on to Maniscalco, and it turned into Maniscalco on. We had him on one day too early because there has been a trade. The Carolina Panthers have traded Steve Smith. No, the Carolina Hurricanes have traded Alex Nedeljkovic, Ned, to the Red Wings for a third-round pick, and Jonathan Bernier.
They Bernier that trade is what they did.
Got him. Hurricanes fans are pissed because apparently Ned wanted like $3 million or something.
He only signed a $3 million deal with the Red Wings.
And
so why didn't Dundon pay up?
The Hurricanes unwilling to do that, I guess. And he was so good for them as a very young keeper, goalie.
They didn't want to pay young, which is weird. That statement doesn't even make sense to me.
I know, because what do they have? A great young roster with young talent all across the board. And they do not pay Ned, so a lot of Hurricanes fans upset about that. They will now we'll see what they do in the Nets. I don't know the contract situation of Mrazek or do they still have James Reimer as well? So we'll see what they do there. But they had a young goalie right there and let him go. Traded him to Detroit. All right, last up on the rundown, NFL forfeits. I saw this story today. We talked about it with the SEC yesterday, that if a team has COVID and they're the reason a game can't be played, there's no we'll reschedule. There's no, okay, this is just canceled. There's going to be a winner and a loser. The team who caused the game not to be played will take the L in that case.
They would take the L financially as well. I don't know if you saw that bit of the greater report there.
In what way?
That they would be potentially held responsible for losses incurred as a result of the forfeit.
Are you talking college or pro right now?
Pro.
I was talking SEC.
Okay, I'm talking the NFL.
We now go to NFL, and you're right. It says the NFL has added an additional COVID-19 vaccination incentive for players. This from Kevin Seifert from ESPN. Threatening forfeits and the loss of game checks. That's where it really hurts, right? If an outbreak among unvaccinated players causes a disruption in the regular season schedule. So, again, this is kind of piggybacking off the SEC there, that forfeits could be used instead of postponements or rescheduled games. And that might be pretty uniform across the board this year. We'll see what Mike Oresco and the AAC decide to do. But this is the second time the forfeit word has come up when talking about COVID and games on the football schedule. All right, there is the rundown. Big Dog, before you get it, which you don't have to leave. You can talk to Brian North if you want. But anything else you got before we take a timeout?
We didn't talk AEW expansion.
I know. There's nothing to talk about.
I mean, it's a thing.
I'm not going to get excited.
Why not?
Because, look, I don't really... This sounds harsh. I don't care about Daniel Bryan. Like, it'd be cool if he was there. I'm CM Punk or bust.
Okay. I mean,
how many times have you heard, like, CM Punk to potentially return? I just don't think it's going to happen, so I don't want to get my hopes up.
See, I think it's going to happen because of the way things play out with there being an AEW pay-per-view in Chicago coming up.
When is that?
That is maybe in August or September. You got All Out coming up. And so maybe you do the Big Bang.
I mean, it'd be huge. It'd be awesome. But I just don't see it happening.
They really need a network.
And you know what happens if it does happen? CM Punk is going to go in there and then going to be behind the scenes mad at the Young Bucks and Cody.
Oh, right out the gate.
It's not
right out
work.
the gate. Right out the gate.
It'll never work. He's such a diva, prima donna. I love him.
If they had given him one of the executive vice president positions right out of the gate, then maybe this could have worked.
He wants to be Triple H. And he hates Triple H.
He wants to be on the level of like Kenny, Cody, and the Bucks, where they do on their own creative.
You're probably right. He's probably upset in hindsight that he wasn't there from the ground floor.
He probably got offered.
I don't know. Like, he could have just wrote himself the champion.
Just like Jericho did.
And yeah, like, he could be in the Jericho spot and would probably be better. I mean, I love Y2J. I have his whole career, but he's a little too flabby to be a champion for me. Not to be superficial, but...
He's looking old, man.
He doesn't look like a champion.
He's in his 50s.
I'll just say that.
It looks like it.
All right, Big Dog. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah, man.
Glenn doing a great job behind the scenes and in front of those scenes. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. Brian North joins us on the other side. We'll talk about what's going on locally and beyond in the world of sports. When we return on Pirate Radio Live, we are back with you after this. Down East Wood Ducks baseball is back. Come out Saturday, July 31st for the Beach Jersey Giveaway, presented by Lenore Community College. Free to the first 1,000 fans. Be sure to purchase your game tickets in advance at woodducksbaseball.com or call the Wood Ducks offices at 252-686-5164. See you at Granger Stadium when gates open at 5 and first pitch is at 6. Go Woodies!
White Claw Hard Seltzer. A wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly. Hey Pirate fans, it's time to get that yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 10/29/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
This is East Carolina head football coach Mike Houston, and I'm proud to announce that our ladies clinic is back this summer on July the 30th. This evening will provide a behind-the-scenes look at ECU football and a chance to meet the players, coaches, and their families. The evening will end with an entertaining dinner and social. Sign up today at MikeHoustonFootballCampsLLC.com. We look forward to seeing you there. Go Pirates!
Hey Birdland, the Orioles Ticket Marketplace is the best place to score Orioles ticket deals, including single game tickets, ticket packs, special offers, and more. The Orioles Ticket Marketplace is the fastest, easiest, and most affordable way for you to purchase tickets. By using the Orioles Ticket Marketplace, you can beat the lines at the box office. This is your one-stop shop to get exclusive deals, so check back often for the latest opportunities. Don't wait. Visit the Orioles Ticket Marketplace today at Orioles.com/tickets.
This is Dr. Phil Pardee with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. My colleagues and I recognize how difficult this time is for everyone in our community. We continue to see patients during the week while taking precautions to keep everyone safe. Our extended care clinic is now open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. so you can avoid the emergency department for your urgent orthopedic care. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
At US Cellular, we believe everyone should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. Right now, everyone can get a free smartphone, whether you're a new customer or not, with no trade-in or hidden fees. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
This is Stephen Igoe. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
This is assistant football coach Drew Dudzik, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Hey, Pirate Nation, Greenville's newest sports bar is Quarters Bar and Grill, and they're having its grand opening this weekend starting tomorrow for lunch at 11 a.m. Quarters Bar and Grill is right behind Krispy Kreme on Charles Boulevard and will be open daily from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Quarters Bar and Grill features 10 beers and seltzers on tap, over 50 beers in the cooler, plus the best gourmet burgers, hot dogs, and wings. Join Quarters Bar and Grill for their grand opening this weekend, and you'll be sure to have an arg-some time. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, we got a ton of fun sports to talk about today. We are not going to talk about the untreatable fungus outbreak that was reported in a Washington, D.C. nursing home or 2 Dallas area hospitals. There's a fungus among us. And, boy, it's always something, isn't it?
Can't spell fungus without fun.
That is true, and we're going to have fun. And very good. Brian North said to join us on the Fixed NC Live line. He's had a fungus or 2, I'm sure, in his life. Brian, how you doing today, man?
Clipping, I am doing great.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Brian, how much do you know? I want you to explain it to me like I'm 5, if you can. What is happening right now with the North Carolina High School Athletics Association, you know, the governing body of the public schools, I guess, for the state of North Carolina high schools, and them possibly going to, what, a different governing body? What do you know about this, Brian?
Well, first of all, Clippy, I try to explain everything to you like you're 5. So
yes.
Just make sure we get that right out the way.
Thank you.
So I know the Cliff Notes version, basically. So you have people who have been upset with the NCHSAA for many years, and then they've got the big endowment fund, and people are unhappy about that, and then they're saying that they should not have been getting the tax breaks, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, government legislators do what government legislators do. Now they think they should be involved somehow, and they should actually make this a government-run entity instead of the privately owned entity, which the NCHSAA is. So they're filing this legislation to basically try to dissolve the NCHSAA and have an appointed board that would merge high school athletics. Now, you have those who say, look, we already have public-run high schools, and that's already run by government, so why not have the same thing happening here? And then there's other people said the government screws up enough things already. Why have them screw up high school athletics as well? So a lot of the coaches and ADs are coming to the defense of the NCHSA.
Yeah.
Which surprises me because these are a lot of the same coaches and ADs who have complained about the NCHSA and the way they've done things.
No, you're right. I have noticed that. And Rob Maloney, D.H. Conley athletics director, on Twitter, I see, has basically said, look, yeah, we have our issues with it, but just disbanding it is not the answer. We want it to get better, not go away, is kind of the thing that I see a lot from him and other coaches and ADs.
And I think that's, once you get government officials when that's not their main job to do anymore, when they get involved, you don't feel like you're going to get the attention that you need. And the NCHSAA, despite all its faults, and it has many, at least that's their one main job. Now, a lot of things need to be corrected. Maybe this is the eye-opener that they will come correct now and start doing those things that the coaches and ADs want a little bit more. Hard to say at this point, but certainly it's a wake-up call for a lot of people. Now, whether this all happens, who knows? The government has been getting involved in several cases with the redistricting. They've been getting involved with the reconferencing that's been happening every 4 years. So none of these things have actually come to conclusion yet, so still a lot to be handled. But for some reason, lawmakers now want to get into all these decision-making processes.
Brian North joining us on the Fixed NC Live line, WCTI 12, Fox Eastern Carolina. Brian, I'm sick of talking about COVID, transfer portal, NIL. Let's talk conference expansion. Let's bring that back to the forefront again.
God.
And Texas, and this will be monumental, but Texas and Oklahoma have reportedly reached out to the SEC about joining the Southeastern Conference and creating a 16-team Super League.
At first, my very first reaction is why? Why would you want to go from a place where you dominate, the two schools that pretty much dominate your own league, and you put yourself in the conversation to go to the playoffs every year, now into a tougher league where you, even though you're part of a great league, are you guaranteeing yourself those spots every year, or now does it become a much difficult stand?
Well, Brian North always explains things to me like I'm five, and the line you use every conversation we have is follow the money, Brian.
Right, and that was what I was about to say. Follow the money on this deal, right? It's television revenue. The Big 12 does not have its own TV network for whatever reason. I can't believe that haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
And
so they're on what? Fox, and I guess they do ABC games as well, but mostly Fox, right?
Yeah, correct. They have TV packages, but they don't have their own network.
Yeah.
They can hold sponsors at ransom for all the sports they want to air and all the games that no one cares about within that league. So, and look, you've looked at the Big Ten model was the very first one, ACC and SEC next, and then ACC is doing better with their package now. But the bottom line is it's generating a lot more revenue and bringing in even more revenue to all these schools. And then when you start putting this whole NIL element into it as well, the TV deal is more and more important. And I don't know if this is to put pressure on the Big 12 to actually get this network going, or they just think being part of the Super Conference will be beneficial, even if they're not the ones in the playoffs per se all the time because they're in a much tougher league. So I need to hear more from the schools themselves about it. But every time we start talking about these super conferences, it just makes me cringe a little bit more. It sounds like perhaps they're setting themselves up to
secede from the union
conferences and secede from the union. Correct.
Yeah, it's something to follow, and that's right on the heels, Brian, of a potential talk of expanding the playoffs from 4 to 12. And if you create these super conferences and basically create your own thing, East Carolina and those schools that thought they might have a seat at the table might not even be allowed in the building at that point.
Well, if they stay under the NCAA umbrella and it's an exclusive party only, it's like going to the old Playboy party. You have to have a ticket in. If you're not, you're going to the side party. So
wait, how many of those did you go to?
Well, I had a chance to go to one, and I was so mad. The guys I was with in Vegas, they had been there for a few days. And when I get there, it's a whole long story about I go to Vegas with this guy who owed me a favor. And then all of a sudden, he's hanging with these guys who one's the head of Sony Records in Europe and the other owns restaurants in Milan, Italy. I don't know these guys. They're his friends. And so we're hanging out for a day or two. Next thing, they're getting ready to leave town, and they say, we're skipping the Playboy party tonight. And I just went ballistic. I'm like, wow, Playboy party. What are we talking about here? And so, yeah, at the Palms, there was this big Playboy party, 50th year or something. Hugh Hefner was going to be there, and they just didn't feel like going. And so,
wow.
Because they had the tickets, and I was that little yappy dog hanging out on the side. Couldn't go. I was that close.
Man, when you party so much, you're tired of the Playboy party. That's the next level. And Brian, also, how are you the most interesting man and the most boring man in the world all at the same time? Like, usually you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna go fix the deck this weekend, and then like next weekend it's a Playboy party. You really mix it up, I gotta say.
Well, I will tell you, I had a good run. From 20 to 40, I had a really good run. I can live off those memories for a long time, I hope.
There you go. Brian North joining us today on the Fixed NC Live line. Brian, we are 42 days away from kickoff, East Carolina and Appalachian State. I don't believe I've talked to you about the line yet. We're all a little bit surprised to see App State, and it's gone down a little bit. I think it's around 11 and a half, but App State's still a double-digit favorite against the Pirates there at Charlotte and Bank of America Stadium.
We always know these early lines, these early predictions, all these things that are out. It's based on last year, 2 years ago, right? And I don't know if anybody's looking close enough at East Carolina and their lineup that they have set up. You know, how everybody's kind of in this third year. As Mike Houston told me when we had a nice sit-down interview this summer, this lineup is so different than it was when he took over 3 years ago. They're a lot tougher. They're a lot better. They're adding some missing pieces. Now, I'm not going to be the 1991 team, but I think this team's going to be a lot better than they think. And App State has been in turmoil and changing coaches over the years, and they've had a few players transfer in and out. So Vegas loves ECU, so I can see a lot of people jumping on this line and bringing it back down. But I was surprised it was a 2-touchdown deal when it first came out.
Yeah.
I think that's just based on what App State's done the last couple of years and what ECU has.
Sure, and App State has been on the ascension, ECU on the decline, but I think East Carolina certainly, after the way they finished 2020, they got some momentum heading into 2021 and higher expectations than in previous years. Brian, in the ever-changing landscape of local TV and local sports on TV, we like our constants. I'm starting to become that old man where I don't like change. So with that being said, are we ramping up for another year of the Blitz on WCTI 12?
Yeah, you know.
Oh no! That pause did not make me feel good, Brian.
Well, we are, but you know, and I don't know what's going on at WITN. They're not my station. I hear the rumors. I know Billy's not there anymore. They may not have a high school football show. Bailey's the constant over at 9, and they're really giving him the resources to work with, and that's all great.
Yeah.
We're somewhere in between right now. I've booked the morning show, and so I'm just not as connected with the evenings as we were. We have different management in the building, and so we just, with less than a month to go in the high school till the high school football season kicks off, we have yet to really finalize some plans. So I'm not sure what it's going to look like yet. We are doing a high school football show. I just don't know what it's going to look like. The landscape of high school, the landscape of coverage for television news is really changing a lot now. And so the philosophies of what you can get on your local news at night and what people are looking for, that is, the scope of that has changed quite a bit. High school football shows still seem to be appointment television to a degree, and I still think people like it. It's just a matter of what are you going to go out and cover 20 games? You're going to cover 10 and concentrate more on the game coverage of that? I mean, so there's a lot of philosophical things. I just don't know what the show is going to look like yet this year. There will be one. It's just a kind of waiting to see.
I appreciate your honesty there on that, Brian. That was a great answer. And when you say, because I've talked to Bailey and you and Weaver over the years about how these directors will come in and have a different philosophy, but it's like cyclical. Like for the next 2 years, we're going to ramp down our coverage, but then a new person comes in and then boom, we're full speed ahead. So when you say it's changing these days, is that, is it a cyclical deal where maybe 2-3 years now it'll be something different? Or do you think it's changing where it is decreasing the sports I'm talking about just for the foreseeable future? Like this is a sign of the times here.
You've got a yes answer to both of those, right? We've seen it cyclical in the past. In the early 2000s, we saw some news departments dropping their sports, and it didn't work out. They didn't think viewers cared about it, and on and on. And so all of a sudden they found out they did care, so they started to bring these sports departments back. They changed them a little bit. What we are fighting in the TV industry now is just viewers in general, just having people watch the newscast. It's not appointment television anymore.
Yeah.
It's really being pushed to online stuff. So are your consumers sitting down at 6:20, 10:50, 11:25 and watching for your sports specifically, or are they just going to find it online somewhere?
Yeah.
Are they happy finding a huddle highlight where the kids look like ants on TV and watching Junior score an 80-yard touchdown, or do they like the TV version where it's up close and personal and they show the crowd afterwards? These are the questions we're trying to answer right now, and it's never an easy answer. And so I think that's where we're in right now. I think viewership is declining, and those who are watching, what is it that they want? So we have instant feedback more than we've ever had through Facebook and through Twitter and through ratings. And so I think just people's jobs are on the line. There's a lot of pressure to figure out how to do these things and how to cover them.
Yeah.
And so we're still trying to figure all these things out. So I wish I had more answers for you, but it's just...
No, that was a good answer, and I agree that it's something I look forward to on Friday nights, catching all the highlights, but also the social media side of it, following you and your voice to text and how you misspell everything because of the technology. It's it's a tradition now, Brian.
Well, yeah, and that's what you try to hope for, is that people will come back. It's just not the player. A lot of times, it's not the players that's watching. It's the parents.
Yeah.
It's the alumni. It's those. And so news directors will tell you, people already know the scores. If they care, they know the scores.
Mm-hmm.
I always have to counter with, okay, even if they know the scores, they still want to see what happened. Or even
absolutely.
If they happened, they want to see it a different perspective. It all depends on what they are looking for. And sometimes people just want to be entertained, and they don't care who won. They just want to see a fun product on the air. So you're dealing with so many different moving parts. Look, it's the old saying, statistics are like a good bikini. They only reveal what you want them to. And it's the same thing with these arguments, right? You can argue them up and down that you're giving the viewers different products, but ultimately, if they're not watching or if they're not driving them to the TV, it doesn't really matter. They're going to fill it with something else that doesn't cost them as much money.
Good stuff. Brian North joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Brian, we got I don't remember this, a long NASCAR layoff. We got 2 weekends off of NASCAR. Was this an Olympic break or something, I guess? But anyway.
The drivers for years have complained about the long seasons. And now, when last year they had the pandemic, they found that doubleheaders sometimes work. They found that midweek races work. So they're trying to give these drivers a little bit more breaks during the year so they don't get burned out. So they're trying this little hiatus, and we'll see if it helps the sport or if it kind of pushes them off in the distance and everybody's talking football by the time they come back.
We talked about this earlier in the week. What would be the penalty for Kyle Busch bumping the pace car, which was at the same time hilarious and really stupid in Busch's part? No penalty at all for Kyle Busch. Yeah. So NASCAR says if you want to trade a little paint with the pace car, go for it, I guess.
It's great entertainment. It's been done before. I don't know to Bush's aggression, but Dale Earnhardt, it depends on who's driving it, right? So Earnhardt used to do that in the past when it was one of his buddies that would be driving it.
Oh, okay.
He would always have a nice exchange there, but most of the time it's in good fun, it's entertainment as long as nobody gets hurt, but sometimes you can go, a little over the line. So
he didn't try to cut a tire or anything. He just kind of got up behind and bumped it a little bit. So
right, and again, that stuff's been done in the past.
Brian, great chat, man. Thanks for joining us today. What's in your weekend plans? No Playboy parties, I'm assuming.
Oh, God, no. Now it's potty training parties. We started potty training last week.
Potty party. There you go. North, thanks for joining us, man. We'll talk again soon.
All right, sounds good, Clippy.
There he is, Brian North, WCTI 12, Fox Eastern Carolina, joining us. You can see him bright and early in the mornings before I wake up on your televisions. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. The BMOC, Jeff Nadu, joins us. We will talk NFL, college football, and more with the big man when we return right after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 GMC Acadia and save over $5,000 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip this summer? Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has recently added more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic's award-winning staff features a TPI golf specialist that offers assessments and rehab to help you get back on the course and playing your best.
This is Dr. Shondell Jones, and you deserve to live well. Call us at 364-2806 or visit kptonline.com. Go Pirates!
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
Hi, this is Karen Staten with AG Home Solutions. Thinking of remodeling? We are your one-stop shop for all your home design needs. Our AG Home Solutions design team has over 25 years of experience. Need a new bathroom or kitchen? Looking to upgrade your cabinets, countertops, tile, or flooring? The Design Center is open to all homeowners and contractors. Call us for an appointment. Visit agshomesolutions.net and mention Pirate Radio to receive a $100 discount through the end of August. AG Home Solutions, turning your remodeling dreams into reality.
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do you do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are 2 things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
In studio today with Candy Cane, also known as Stephen Asby to his friends and family. Why do you go to F3?
Man, I go to F3 for so many reasons. You know, we kind of talk about the 3 pieces. We talk about the fitness, which is really important. You know, second, the fellowship. And I find so many guys, me included for many years, really struggle with deep relationships with other dudes. And then the faith part. You realize how many guys absolutely need it, and sometimes they don't know.
1 letter, 1 number, F3. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. University PC Care are the local tech support experts for any of your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Thursday. We got Stephen Igoe coming up to preview the 2021 ECU linebackers, and about 15 minutes or so. But right now, we'll head out to the Fixed NC Live line and talk some NFL, college football, and wrap up the NBA season with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu. He joins us today on Pirate Radio Live. Big man, how you doing?
Pretty good, Clip. How are you?
Hey, man, doing all right. And we are now in the lean time of sports for sure with the NBA finishing their season. And we saw the Milwaukee Bucks win the championship the other night, big man. And now we move to the offseason, the NBA draft, free agency, all of that. And I want to know from you, Jeff, like Damian Lillard's name is out there. What's going to happen with Lillard and Portland, and what are they going to add there, or is he going to move on? What are the Lakers going to do to get back to the finals, win a championship? Ben Simmons and the Sixers, they're going to be out there as well. What's going to happen with Ben Simmons? What are the headlines? What are stuff you're looking forward to seeing here this offseason that could kind of shift the power in the NBA?
Clip, I'll be real honest. I'm just looking forward to not hearing about the NBA for a few years. It's been kind of inundated, and I do so many podcasts, and it's the question I just am so sick of answering is, what are the Sixers going to do? I have no idea. What are the storylines? Well, I think Damian Lillard probably. He's kind of the prize jewel. You got Bradley Beal out there. What does he do? And do the Sixers have the chops to make a move and go out and get what they need? This has been a problem with this group for really forever. Really, you got the NBA draft coming up in a week, so that'll be interesting. There's always interesting things that go on. I think this draft's pretty good, so I'm sure next week we'll probably talk a little NBA draft. But there's not, I don't think, a ton. I mean, the free agents. I mean, there's no outside of Lillard, there's nothing too interesting, but. I think it'll be an eventful summer as always.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, that was just kind of a bridge question to get into football, which we're all excited about. College and NFL, we've been breaking down the divisions with the big man over the last few weeks, and we are at our final division now, and we'll talk AFC West, and of course you have to start with the Kansas City Chiefs. Their win total for the year, 12.5. If you go under, you actually you get minus 130 there. It's plus money. If you go over 12.5, the Chiefs trying to return to the Super Bowl, and we'll see how much resistance they get within their own division, Jeff. We'll break that down. But thoughts on the Chiefs? We've talked Bills, Ravens. There's some other teams that could potentially get up there with them. But, are the Chiefs the class of the AFC heading into 2021?
Yes. And when you look at this team offensively, we know what they are. What they are. I mean, they're one of the great offenses over the last 10 years in the NFL. They have the best quarterback in the NFL, and I think from a skill standpoint, they're right up there with anyone. The question is, has this offensive line improved? Because we remember in the Super Bowl, which feels like forever ago, they struggled pretty mightily, if you remember, right? I mean, they had to go out and improve and get better. And when you look at what they've done, they've really went out and kind of just addressed it with a lot of veterans. With Mike Remmers and Kyle Long and Joe Tooney, Orlando Brown. They went out and got Creed Humphrey, who I thought was the best center in this draft probably. So you bring Tardif back, Duvernay Tardif, who was opted out last year. There's a lot to be excited about with this offense. I have no reason to believe it will not be the number one offense in the NFL. Can they continue to rise and ascend in the defensive backfield? I think you have to agree that adding the Honey Badger was huge a year or so ago. Defensively, I actually really like what they have. I like Mike Hughes. I love Snead coming out of Louisiana Tech. I thought from a right corner, I thought he would be really good. And I think all of a sudden with Frank Clark and Chris Jones and kind of what they've added, I got a hard time saying this. I mean, this is surely the best team in the NFL, and they should be the favorite at 5-1 to win it. I don't know if there's anyone capable of beating this team in the AFC, just being gone.
So you go broad picture AFC. They also have, and they're so good, it might not matter who's in that division, but nothing really excites me around the AFC West. Now, the Chargers seem to be a team on the rise with Herbert and what they have. The Broncos certainly have some quarterback concerns. And, if their defense is healthy, unlike a year ago, they can still put together a pretty good defensive team. They got some weapons, but again, you go back to the QB. And then the Raiders, no matter what the expectations are, they always end up, around 500 there with John Gruden. So, who is the second best team? Who, if the Chiefs they don't have any resistance at all, really. But who is the second best team in the West, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, when we're talking about divisions as a whole, I don't know if there's from a what do you expect to happen standpoint. I mean, this is probably the most lopsided division in the NFL, surely. I mean, most of the divisions we've talked about, there are 2 or 3 teams that you could foresee winning it. Listen, minus 300 to win a division is pretty cut and dry. Every team has a quarterback, question mark, let's say. Obviously, we like Justin Herbert. Does he have the trajectory of Robert Griffin, or does he have the trajectory of a real success? I guess we'll see. We've seen that. Josh Allen, he obviously went and had success, but can Herbert go and do that? I think he will. Offensively, I think they're a pretty exciting team. I like them. I think I would for surely say they're the second best team in the AFC West. The Denver Broncos, I mean, the quarterback situation there has been laughable. I mean, for a team that has one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, they have not had any success drafting a quarterback. I was surprised they didn't go after one this year. I guess they're kind of viewing this year like the Philadelphia Eagles, where they'll see if they have one more year and can get something out of Drew Lock. And if it's not there, obviously they'll go to a guy like Teddy Bridgewater, who I think probably by the first couple of weeks wins this job, maybe wins the job going forward, or they'll just draft a quarterback next year and hopefully try to hit on it for the 6th or 8,000th time. Defensively, though, I think this is a pretty damn good conference, man. 3 out of these 4 defenses are very good. Obviously, we know what the Denver Broncos are capable of. They had the best corner in this draft. They already have a pretty damn good defense as it is. They went and got younger. I think that was important. I mean, you look at the Raiders, this team's just a bunch of, it's just, there's always, you never know what you're going to get with them. Obviously, Henry Ruggs and Renfro and Derek Waller, you got to like what you have there. You like Josh Jacobs. But again, I look at it, and the elephant in the room is the guy under center. I'm not a Derek Carr fan. I don't know if I ever will be. I think he just is what it is. I think he's kind of a poor man's like Matt Stafford. Like, I think he's okay. He's average, but he's not good and/or doesn't put up great numbers. So I'm going to lean on, just not be real interested in them. I think they have a young defense. I think there's reason to be excited, but a lot of retreads, obviously Ngakoue, and does he find a home? The secondary is very young. I mean, this secondary is, I think every person in the secondary is within 2 or 3 years from being a rookie. That's a concern, especially in this division with, 2 pretty damn good quarterbacks, one of which is the best in the NFL.
Big man, I'm looking at the Raiders and Chargers win totals for 2021. I don't like the Raiders. I like the Chargers more than the Raiders, but with the Raiders total at 7, I could see them winning 7 games for a push, potentially 8 for a win there. Chargers total is at 9.5. Like, is that too much for year 2 of Herbert? Or are they expecting too much out of the Chargers? Do you think they can go 10-7 in 2021?
I got to tell you, they have a very difficult schedule. I don't know what books are seeing there. This might be one of the only win totals I bet. I don't bet win totals much. I did play one in college and one in the NFL. This is the one that I have my eye on. I like the Chargers, but to think they can win 10 games with this schedule is a little rich. I mean, they opened the season at Washington. I mean, that's really difficult. That's a great defense there. That game might be first 17 wins. Then you got to play the Cowboys. You got the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Browns, the Ravens, the Patriots. You got to play the Vikings, the Steelers. This is a tough. Now, the good thing for them is, and here's what you have to hope for. You've got to hope early in the season they can beat Washington, which is conceivable. I think Cowboys are probably a flip, especially at home. I think they'll beat the Raiders. And I think they can beat the Browns. So I think there's a lot of reason for excitement. And then you look at the end of the season, they've got the Bengals, Giants, Texans mixed in there, the Broncos and the Raiders. They get the Eagles. So I guess I think the number's probably right where it should be. They seem to me like a 9-7 type of football team, but, and this is a big but, they have a brand new head coach, and you have to be excited about that. Anything has been better than the last couple of years. This is a team that, if a few things go their way, at the end of games where they've been a complete mess with, they could have been a much better team. So, if that stuff kind of evens out. But this schedule is very tough for the first 6 or 7 weeks of the season.
Jeff Nadu joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Jeff, just looking at some other numbers here, and you've got, Brandon Staley as the highest odds to win the Coach of the Year. I'm looking down here. We talked about this in the past. Coach of the Year is usually for a coach and a team that overachieved, so you'd never really want to take a Belichick in years past or the best coach. But Andy Reid at plus 1,800, I mean, what if they do run through the regular season, win it all, and win the Super Bowl? Like, they could give it to Andy Reid, and that's a pretty good price for him if you want to take a stab at a Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I would love to know where you're finding those odds. I don't have them in the book I'm looking at, but I got to look more into Coach of the Year. I think obviously the Chargers would be one that, the Chargers are always a trendy pick every year to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Wildly enough, I'd love to know what Mike McCarthy's coaching odds are.
I'm seeing it here, the same as Andy Reid, but there's a big group really at plus 1,800.
If from an award standpoint, a guy I have my eye on is Mr. Bosa out there in L.A. at 17-1. You look at this off, defensive line, not a lot there. Okay, he should eat on that defensive line. I mean, there is no one that's going to rush the passer outside of him. I think he becomes, and look, Joey Bosa's been a guy that has had some injuries. He's had kind of some inconsistency to kind of being there and always being healthy, but I think when healthy, this is a really good football player. I mean, 2019, he played all 16 games. He had 11.5 sacks, 67 tackles, had a fumble recovery. I think he has a huge season this year. And, you look at this division, I don't like the Raiders' offensive line. Not a huge fan of the Broncos' offensive line. And the Chiefs have some question marks, as we know. So I think Mr. Bosa could have a big season. By the way, check out the sit-down.
Nah.
Father.
I was going to ask you about that, Jeff. I believe you're genuine in your Bosa claims, but also this feels like a cross-promotion with the sit-down.
No, not at all. I generally believe that. I think he has a big season. There's not a lot to really worry about. I don't know if anyone's going to overshadow him there. He's had some huge seasons. When he plays 16 games, put it this way, in 5 years he's played 16 games twice. So that goes to show you how it's been tough for him to stay healthy. 12.5 sacks and 11.5 sacks. In one of those seasons, he had one fumble recovery and 4 forced fumbles. He had 70 combined tackles. This is a guy that, if he can play a full 16-game season, I think he has a real shot to do it.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, you mentioned you played a college future. What team was that?
Kansas, over 1.5.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and listen, I will say I have.
Let me look at that schedule.
Yeah, I have. I've actually played them under 1.5 a couple of times over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about that. Yeah.
We have.
Yeah.
But this year, I think they're good for 2 or 3 wins. I really do. Obviously, the first game out, I think they'll beat South Dakota. Here's what you have to realize about Kansas. This is a different team. Lance Leopold's now the coach, the Buffalo coach. He comes over, brings a group of kids from Buffalo there. They have a quarterback, Jason Bean. He comes from North Texas. I think he can be a guy that can really give them some cohesiveness at the quarterback position. You look at some of the toss-up games here. I think Duke is a winnable game. That's a bad football team. I don't think Baylor's very good. I think they could hit this by week 4. To be honest.
I mean, this will be a really fun bet though, because if you win that opener, you just got to pull one upset the rest of the way, or get one win of those winnable games. So week to week, this could be a fun one to follow, Jeff. I might do that just for kicks. It sounds like a fun one to get behind.
And I think Texas Tech is a winnable game. That one's at home.
That's at home, yeah.
East State, that's a great rivalry. That's at home. You always see every year, Kansas somehow gives a team a game. Now, again, I don't care if they get blown away by Iowa State, if Texas, and Oklahoma, but I think they beat South Dakota, and I think it's a coin flip against Duke, Texas Tech, and one or two others. So
I'm going to say they bookend it, Jeff. They win the first one and then wait all the way until November 27th at home against West Virginia, and you cash it.
Well, like I said, I'm gonna die on the mountain that they beat South Dakota and they beat Duke.
Okay.
And they win this by October 1st.
Boom. All right, big man is in. Jeff Nadu joining us today on the Fixed NC Live line. Jeff mentioned the sit down a moment ago. Let's talk about what you got going on there.
Yeah, we have an NFL featured kind of show this week. We talked about a guy, Tony Accardo, who was the boss of the Chicago outfit for 40 years. He's one of the only people in the history of the mob that never went to prison, not one day, not 1 hour. He died at home, a very rich man, trying to buy his family. And again, he has clipped 3 great-grandsons in the NFL, 3. Eric Kamoru, he plays for the Bills, and then the Bosa brothers, who play for the Niners and Chargers. A star-studded life, a Mount Rushmore type of person. He should be on the Mount Rushmore when you talk about mobsters, and not a lot of people know who he was. That's why you don't know who he was, because he was powerful, and he stayed out of the limelight.
Good stuff, Jeff Nadu. You can check that out, the Sit Down Podcast, and also Big Man on Twitter at Jeff Nadu. Jeff, enjoyed the chats this week, man. We'll reconvene with you Monday and dive into more football. We got a couple teams. Yeah, go ahead.
I cannot wait for football. I cannot wait. I have been inundated. I'm just looking at everything. I'm spending a whole lot of time with it. I can't wait. This is a great month because we can prepare. But Clip, in literally less than 2 weeks, the Hall of Fame game is happening.
Yeah, it's here, man. It's exciting stuff. 42 days away from kickoff between East Carolina and Appalachian State.
And 114 days from college basketball.
I mean, look, it's all right. It's practically here, big man. Hey, Jeff, enjoyed it, man. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you Monday.
All right. See you, Clip.
Jeff Nadu joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. We will take a timeout, come back. Hour 2, Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors. Talk about what's going on in ECU athletics. A couple of topics from the NFL and college football as well that are taking center stage at the moment. And we will preview the 2021 ECU linebackers. We know about Bruce Bivens. We know about Aaron Ramseur. We know about Xavier Smith, who are some other guys that could shine at the linebacker position in 2021. We'll talk about that when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Don Edwards. My dad was a great salesman, and he met a guy named Alec Dale from Richmond, Virginia, and actually talked him in to building a building for him. And I think the rent was like $200 a month, and that was a huge step to pay that kind of rent. But we stayed in that building from 63 to 72, and that's where we kind of got our start.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio perfect for some outdoor dining. Stop by AJ's on Monday for open mic, music on the patio on Tuesday, sports trivia with me, Clip Brock, on Wednesdays, and music bingo on Thursday. AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
The Tarboro River Bandits are back, and this year we'll have a full season, and all fans are welcome this year. Come watch some of the best collegiate baseball around with over 20 Division I players on this active roster looking to compete at a high level. We have a family-friendly atmosphere, awesome stadium, food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer on the East. Come do something different with the family this summer with the Tarboro River Bandits. 29 home games to choose from. Tickets available at the gate or online at TarboroRiverBandits.com.
Domino's week-long carry-out deal means you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each every day. That's right, $7.99 each, and every day means any day. But just in case there's any confusion, we've set up a helpful website to confirm if today's a day you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each at Domino's. Just go to howabouttoday.com to find out if Domino's week-long carry-out deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes extra large and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size.
Have you stopped doing your favorite activity due to chronic aches and pains? Let Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab help. They provide regenerative injection therapy that can help with osteoarthritis, joint pain, carpal tunnel, and plantar fasciitis. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab will help you get back into the groove. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab, 2245 Stantonsburg Road, across from the hospital. Call 215-9294 for an appointment today.
It's bow time. It's the same song, different tune. The family debates dinner, but all you're craving is a double serving of aspirin. So drop a big bow box on that pack of picky eaters. Cause when you can get 8 pieces of chicken with 4 made-from-scratch biscuits, 2 fixins, and tea, dinner's easier than hitting mute on the group chat. Bojangles, it's bow time.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Look for Sparky Snowballs location at the Food Truck Rodeo on the corner of Evans Street and Fire Tower Road, and remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Brown & Wood is your home of the best selection of GMC, Cadillac, Buick, and Mazda in Eastern North Carolina for over 83 years. Shop their entire inventory online at brownandwoodauto.com or visit them on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Braun.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Thursday. Got a big Hour 3 on tap. Troy D will be alongside. Touchdown. Tony Collins will join us, and we'll preview the 2021 Houston Cougars. Dana Holgerson, our old friend, back in the on the schedule, and he was there. He was feeding the ears back in the day. Igoe,
yeah, he said
when his players didn't have enough to eat.
Teams like East Carolina don't need to be taking food away from West Virginia.
That's right.
Now, I don't know if that was his exact quote, but that was the meaning of his quote.
Yeah, we were taking food out of the mouths of the West Virginia players back in the day, and hey, we beat them down when Pat White and Devine and those guys came here on a glorious day at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. All right, Igoe where to begin. Before we dive into the linebackers, let's hit a couple other topics going on. DeAndre Hopkins just tweeted a moment ago. And
I did not expect to start with DeAndre Hopkins.
The NFL is not forcing players to take the vaccine, but they are kind of forcing players to take the vaccine. And damn it, DeAndre Hopkins spells DeAndre is tough to spell. There's a lot of DeAndres.
I don't know. It seems pretty regular to me.
Oh, did he already delete it? Huh. Well, he just tweeted out 51 seconds ago. Freedom? ? He basically said that the NFL and what they're doing right now, forcing players to take the vaccination, makes him question if he wants to be in the NFL. So I hope this doesn't turn into a big deal amongst players. I saw Matthew Judo, is that his name?
I think so, yeah.
He said the NFLPA is effing bleep, So it's been a rough afternoon for NFL players who apparently do not want to get the vaccination. And DeAndre Hopkins.
There's a screenshot of it.
The latest. Oh, here we go. Never thought I would say this, but being in a position to hurt my team because I don't want to partake in the vaccine is making me question my future in the NFL. So I guess he has deleted the tweet, but it's out there forever.
If you're that famous and that many people following you, people are going to screenshot it.
Well, why even delete it, though?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, why delete it? You know it's going to get screenshotted.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, that's why when you're emotional, you have to be careful with what you tweet. But at the same time, I get it from all sides. You can't really force somebody to do something. It is a personal decision. But I feel like it extends to college football to an extent. Not that East Carolina can force anybody to take a vaccine, or not that North Carolina can force anyone to take a vaccine, but it will be strongly recommended so you don't hurt the team. I mean, it is a team game at the end of the day, and if you want to make sure you're as available as possible with the COVID protocols, then getting the vaccine is the way to go from a team perspective. But everybody has their own personal beliefs, and that's what makes it difficult.
And I wonder if it's a case of him thinking that it would have negative impacts on his body, or if it's a case of some people just don't like being told what to do and will do the opposite of what they're told just out of principle. So
nobody likes being dictated.
Yeah, like we were at a shop the other day. Oh, it was and it was one of those, and it had like levels to the shelves, and the sign said, "Please do not climb the shelves," which I had never really considered climbing shelves like a ladder, but seeing that sign saying don't do it made me kind of think about doing it. You know what I'm saying?
So did you do it?
I did not.
We got some news.
Oh, wow. We got news. Is it good or bad news?
Good news, I think.
All right. We got good news.
I'm trying to read the tweet as it comes up.
We are live on the air, so if we have good or bad news, we will share it with you folks.
Jason Nichols, former East Carolina receiver, has returned to the program as the Director of Football Player Development.
I like Jason Nichols. He is a former receiver. He's a former running backs coach.
Here under Scotty Montgomery.
Yeah. And he's back now in a, what'd you say, a player
development role. So Teron Williams was in that role. He went to Richmond to become the cornerbacks coach. I think he wanted to get back in the on-field coaching position in that development or in that realm. And then so they need to hire a new development.
So kind of a swap there of one guy was off the field, wanted to be on the field, and vice versa.
Nichols, I'm not sure what his last job was, but obviously getting back to your alma mater is a big deal. Even before he came back with the previous regime, he said he always wanted to get back and coach here. So
that's great.
Yeah, glad that he's back on staff. And I think that's a good role for him to be in.
All right. Thank you for sharing that good news with us. Igo, you said off the air, can we talk about the person that was in a position at ECU that is going to a pro team in a different sport yet? Or do we have to wait on that?
What? Say that again?
There is a person working at ECU in a capacity that is going to a professional team in a different sport.
Let me check on that during the break. I'm not sure if it's been officially announced.
Because that was pretty cool news, too. That maybe we will talk about today or another time. Or Igo would probably be selfish and break it himself. Although he did.
It's not a huge deal. I mean, he's in a similar role.
Don't say anything else. Just
okay.
I don't want to say anything
I told you not to talk about the women's golf assistant coach. It's going to.
I have Tyler Feldman news that I can't share either.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you can tell me off the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
Potential Tyler Feldman landing spot.
Wow. Now that is big news.
But Tyler's probably mad if he hears this that I'm even bringing it up. But hopefully he'll be able to announce that shortly. All right. Maybe I'll put it on a VIP chat at Hoist the Colors. Speaking of Hoist the Colors,
there's a lot of activity going on.
There is a great discussion going on about Oklahoma and Texas. And I really enjoyed this thread, Igo, because it's like it's not people like yelling at each other or calling each other idiots. It's everybody kind of going over hypothetical scenarios.
Yes.
If they leave, does the Big 12 just bring in some teams and the Big 12 still stands? Or does it dissolve completely and the AAC is able to poach some good teams out of the Big 12? So a lot of back and forth going on that. But, man, that came out of nowhere yesterday, at least to me, and apparently has legs. The report is that those two schools have reached out to the SEC about becoming members.
Yeah, it really is a pretty shocking story. I guess not shocking in terms of conference realignment potentially happening again, but the fact that it already does seem to have legs. But yeah, I mean, before we get too much into that, if you want to get a message board going in July, and I've ran a message board now for over a decade, uniform discussion,
which is currently happening,
and conference realignment. And those two things happening on the same day was about the best formula possible, because it not only gets people coming to the board to discuss that, but then they're chiming in on other threads as well. So,
and I'm more of a boneyard guy, so I like to talk about Trump, Biden, and COVID, which is the hot topics going on there at Boneyard.
I'm gonna walk out. It's like
no sports talk at all.
Honestly, though, I do go to Boneyard just to check it out every now and then. It's like just political. Like,
it has never been worse. It is. I don't know. I just don't get how people like to surround themselves in negativity 24/7. Like, you got to look for something positive in life or something you enjoy, right? I don't understand it. But anyway, some great threads going on at Hoist the Colors, I guess.
But yeah, just fascinated. Anytime you talk about a potential major conference realignment shift and blue bloods changing programs, and it just has such a domino effect. I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind covering ECU is always the worst case scenario. And my worst case scenario is Oklahoma and Texas going to the SEC, the Big 12 poaching the top half of the American, and ECU being left in Conference USA 2.0.
We're like, hey, Conference USA, can we get back in? Fun Belt. Sun Belt was really good last year.
Sun Belt might even be looking better than Conference or the American at that point. I mean, it would basically be, my hunch is, if this actually happens, which is a big if.
That's a big if.
I think OU and Texas would be 16 to the SEC. You would have other programs or other conferences trying to get to 16, but I think the Big 12 would try to take SMU, Memphis, Houston, Cincinnati, UCF, and probably one more, because they're already short even as it is with Texas and OU. So I don't know, but then you have the scenario, what if the Pac-12 takes two from the Big 12 leftovers? What if the Big 10 and ACC take a couple?
What if Big 10 wants to grab a Kansas or something? Or
what if the ACC
Iowa
wants
State?
West Virginia?
Yeah.
What if they want Kansas for basketball?
Yeah. Wow.
I mean,
right there on the Atlantic coast. Perfect.
Yeah, well, we know
those names and numbers
so much.
Yeah. The Big 12 are they still the Big 11?
I think, they're definitely not 12.
So that would drop them to 9. AAC is how many?
The AAC is currently 11 in football. And
with UConn out. That's right.
Yes.
So we could go the Big 22, just combine it all.
The thing is, the only way that this plays out good for the for ECU and the American is if the Big 12 just dissolves. And the only way that happens is if Oklahoma and Texas get poached, and then 4 or 5 other schools from the conference get poached, and the Big 12 doesn't have anybody left. But even then, they would have 4 or 5 teams left, and they could just take 8 teams from the American, and they would still have the Big 12 brand and the Big 12 TV contract.
Well, and as Brian North pointed out earlier, it's kind of crazy to think there is the Longhorn Network, I guess, still going, but there's no Big 12 network.
There's no Big 12 network because of the Longhorn Network. It's a major deal that Texas, I don't know, there's some type of political, hey, we don't want to give you our money, basically.
Why would Texas want to go to the SEC?
Because they can make more money, I guess.
More money.
But here's the thing. If you're... At the end of the day, it's all about money, so that's why this would happen. But if you're Vanderbilt, if you're Arkansas, if you're Tennessee, if you're South Carolina, none of these schools ever win. You add Oklahoma and Texas to the SEC, and it's going to become that much harder to win. If you're Missouri, would you really want to add them?
Missouri's apparently a no, right?
Yeah, Missouri
and A&M are going to be no's, apparently, from what I read. All right, we got to take a break real quick, though. Mitchell and Winston-Salem's hanging on. What you got, Mitchell?
Hey guys, everything I view it through what's good and bad for ECU, and nothing good is going to happen with this. It's just like what happened to the Big East and what happened to the ACC before that. They're gonna come poaching for us, and I guarantee you, Houston, Memphis, Cincinnati, SMU, whoever they want, they're going to jump ship. Now, the only way we can keep this from happening is the Resco and the guys need to find us a 12th team. I don't care if it's BYU or Boise State or Army. Doesn't matter. Get them in there, and then we need to force through a grant of rights, just like the ACC did. And if we do that, then we can stay together as a conference. If we don't do that, we're going to end up with Conference USA teams coming to fill us out, and we're going to be just where we were 15 years ago. It won't be good.
All right, Mitchell, thanks for checking us out and calling in. I mean, I don't understand the grant of rights thing, but why would Houston rather commit to a 12-team AAC rather than jump to the Big 12?
Well, that's the thing. At this point, with all this going on, they probably won't sign a grant of rights. I mean, because then you're locked in. Now, if they had locked that up before all these rumors started, then it may have happened. But now it would be difficult because you don't want to get locked in, and all of a sudden the Big 12 comes calling, hey, we can't pay the buyout or whatever it is to leave the American.
All right, thank you, Mitchell. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back more with Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors. We will dive into the East Carolina linebacker position. Linebacker. Talk about that and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
A car wash experience like no other is here at the new Tommy's Express. You'll enjoy a gentle belt conveyor ride through our bright, inviting wash as luscious foams and soft cloths treat your car like new. After a final rinse, wax, and blow dry for a beautiful spot-free shine in just about 3 minutes, help yourself to our free vacuums and mat washers. We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. At Grifols, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifolsplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Safety comes first at Greenville Utilities. Did you know that by itself, natural gas is completely odorless? As a safety precaution, a chemical is added to the gas that gives it a distinctive and unpleasant odor. This allows you to detect the slightest amount of natural gas both indoors and outdoors. If you smell a strong odor of natural gas in or near your home, you should immediately call Greenville Utilities. GUC maintains staff around the clock in order to provide immediate response to emergencies such as natural gas leaks. You can count on GUC to keep safety job number one. Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome boat prices from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
You can see these peaches purple.
Classic sports moments never get old, and neither does classic food from CPW's. CPW's classic menu is back with all of your favorites like tortellini CPW's, Cajun chicken and pasta, classic lasagna, the garbage pizza, the stromboli, calzone, Atlantic salmon, the Cajun fried shrimp wrap, and more. Start every meal off with your favorite beverage and CPW's fresh baked bread and garlic butter. CPW's, serving classics in Greenville since 1995. Stanton Square near the hospital.
Pirate Radio. The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. UVE has been an ECU tradition for over 50 years. Shop online anytime at pirateware.com. UVE has the biggest and best selection of ECU sportswear and accessories for Pirates of all ages. Every day is game day at UVE. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Thursday. Are you getting happy over there with your new hat?
No, I just hit the wrong button.
That hat is sweet.
I know.
I know. All right, Igoe. Do you want to do this real quick? No, we'll save that for another day. We're going to look at the 20. How
much time we got?
20. We don't have a lot of time.
I'd love that Hassan House picture sideways, by the way.
No, that's y'all's fault. This is 24/7 sports.
I was going to say not to rag on my own company, but I'm not sure how that happened.
All right, let's just do it. I almost cursed. Let's just do it real quick. Sorry.
We are live on the air.
ECU.
Was that supposed to be funny?
No, that was an accident. ECU 2016 football commits. We're going to do this really quick. The class of 2016. How many guys finished their career with ECU?
And I was specifically asking from the state of North Carolina, but we can do that.
I'm going to name a name. You say yes or no.
Okay.
Hassan Howe.
See, this one is technically yes because he entered the transfer portal and never went anywhere, so he finished his playing career at ECU, but no.
That's a no. Javante Smith.
No, he never even made a semester.
Johnny Glaspie.
Never made a semester.
Taj Deans.
No.
Reed Herring.
No.
Deontay Smith.
Yes.
Keyshawn Kennedy.
No.
Gardner Minshew.
No.
Cortez Heron.
No.
Sean Bailey.
Yes.
On the team this year. Raekwon Purvis.
No, medical DQ, so he was an unfortunate one.
Kendall Futrell.
Yes.
Anthony Wadley.
Yes.
Yeah. Jack Doyle.
Technically, yes, but he passed up eligibility to move on to.
Chance Purvis.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
But also got kicked off the team going into senior year.
Aaron Ramsour on the team. Brandon Pena.
Yes.
Wow, more than I thought, actually. Kenyon Taylor.
No.
Jalen Price.
Yes.
Alex Turner.
Yes.
You know what? This is I am shocked by this.
Scotty Montgomery's best class.
Chandon Hickerson.
No. And once again, all the lower rated kids, the better players in this class.
Including the last one here, Jake Verity.
Yep.
And these are three others on the list. Emmanuel Jones.
He never made it. None of them made it.
Jared Dorton and Eric Weber. You know what, Igoe? That was a lot more yeses than I thought was going to happen. So
it's not of a terrible class.
We're going to look back like 30 years from now and say, yeah, that Scotty guy, he wasn't so bad.
2017, only one guy remained on the team.
And that was Bruce
Bivens.
Who was still here, which is a great segue into our linebacker preview for 2021. And again, we know the names at this point. Bruce Bivens. Shirley, I tell you what, before we get to Igoe, let's hear Blake Harrell break down the linebackers. We talked to him yesterday, asked him about Bivens, Smith, Ramsour, and we know those guys. What else does the linebacker position have this year? Here's what he said.
Yeah, we have some depth there, and it's nice, like you said, to have some older guys and
older guys in your room that know what's going on, and you're not going through a day one install. They're already past that and more on what I call a 300 or 400 level college class type players. So Bruce, like you said, I think he had an awesome spring, playing fast, moving around. Aaron Ramsey's an older guy. I think he's going into his 6th year, which is amazing to think about. And the other day he just told me he played his first year was with Zay Jones, so that tells you how long he's been around, how much football he's played. And those two guys play like older guys. Just got to keep them healthy. Xavier Smith, an all-conference guy last year, who right now is playing multiple spots, and we're just trying to get him in the best position on the field to show his athleticism and create problems for offenses. Miles Berry has looked really good and is probably one of our better space players. Jacoby Simpson's a new guy from we signed last year at Christmas, last December, and he joined us in January. He started out his career at TCU and was at the junior college before we got him, and he's done a nice job, and it's going to take some meaningful reps for us this fall. And you mentioned the younger guys, Taylor Jackson and Eric Doctor are doing a nice job developing as well. So really excited about that position group and what they mean to our defense and the leadership they bring, and just if we can stop the run and certainly talk about Bruce Bivens and Aaron Ramsey, Xavier Smith, that's kind of what they do. So excited about that, and I think they'll give us the advantage and the tools we need to do so. Our rush outside backer, which is our boundary outside backer, and he's Jeremy Lewis has done a great job this spring. That's probably where we're evolving. Mostly in our defense right now, or majorly in our defense right now, is at the outside backer. Just kind of, he's giving us the flexibility to be more versatile. Whether he can drop into coverage, rush off the edge, create some problems with his athleticism for offensive tackles and tight ends. So we're really excited about him, and he understands the game and how offenses are trying to attack him just from playing on the other side of the ball. So, and Chad Stevens is still there, did a good job last year in the spring game. We even worked with Xavier Smith there a little bit. So, all those bodies and names and athletic guys, we're not just talking about just guys, we're talking about very athletic guys that can create some problems for offenses and at the same time make our defense even more versatile.
All right, there's the preview, Igoe. Thanks for coming.
We never decided if we were... Did we talk about the rush defensive ends or rush outside linebacker?
I think we kind of held off. But either way, that was interesting. It drew a from me when they said they put Xavier Smith out there, which he's going to be on the field somewhere, right? And if you've got guys good enough to play that inside linebacker position, and you can add his speed and his explosiveness on the outside, Stephen, then hey, that's a great thing to have.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you want 3 of those guys on the field as much as possible. Like, to me, if Aaron Ramsey, Bruce Bivens, and Xavier Smith are all healthy, plus Miles Berry, plus Jacoby Simpson, like, there's no reason not to have 3 of them on the field in certain packages. So slide Xavier to the edge. I mean, he's kind of built like an edge rusher anyways. If you look at him, like, he's abnormally big for a college linebacker. You don't find too many guys who are 245 pushing 250 that can move like he does and have his raw strength and speed and quickness and all that. So he's the type of guy that can move around, and you want your best athletes as the pass rushers, and I think Xavier kind of fits that profile. So it adds to his catalog for the next level.
Yeah,
you're looking at a guy who could potentially go pro and play multiple positions, and also gives the defense more flexibility and opens the door for Bivens, Ramsey, Berry, Simpson, Jackson, etc. to play more.
They stuck him at tight end, Xavier Smith, and he has excelled since going back to the linebacker position. Was he? What was his recruitment like? Like, were you expecting him to be a name you would hear from?
Yeah, I thought he was he wasn't a high-profile recruit, but he was a pretty big recruit, like Temple.
Okay.
A few other schools in the American were on him, Marshall, ODU. Like, he was a good regional recruit, and I want to say he had an injury at some point that kind of hurt his recruitment, but he was extremely talented. I remember one of our analysts went to watch him practice in Virginia, and he was doing like backflips in practice at 245 pounds. So he's always been kind of that dude. I was surprised he didn't have more recruiting attention.
I've also heard, something that can help you stay on the field in the coach's good graces is like he's a great dude off the field.
Yeah.
Which doesn't hurt.
Extremely well-mannered.
Yeah.
Just a guy you want kind of being the quarterback leader of your defense. I mean, that's the good thing about it is their best defensive players right now, not only great athletes, but good character, smart football IQ. Like Jairo Wilson's another one, like great young man, freak of an athlete, lengthy, talented. But I mean, you kind of have to have those traits to play for Mike Houston, so it's not a surprise.
How about the Christmas present, Jacoby Simpson? Blake Harrell mentioned him there. You said his name a moment ago. Sounds like he's a guy they expect to come in and play right away.
He's a guy that they recruited to basically take the place of Bruce Bivens and Ram Sewer. So I mean, he was recruited to play right away. Those two guys come back.
Right.
You know, he basically committed before those guys were given an extra year of eligibility. So
Gotcha.
The good thing is he's got 3 years left. He comes in as a sophomore. You know, played a lot of special teams at TCU, so he should be able to do that at minimum. You know, wanted to play more defense. The guys I talked to at TCU said there's nothing wrong with him physically, athletically. It was just he fell behind on the depth chart and got past. You know, I think learning the defense here, really getting it front to back or as much as possible, will go a big way towards letting him play more, because I think athletically he's one of the more gifted linebackers in the program.
Let's get a break in. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about the outside linebackers, and also I kind of brought this up with Coach yesterday, but what is Jairo Wilson? What position is he?
Technically, he's a Sam linebacker, but really he's a nickel back.
Yeah, so I guess we can throw those guys into the conversation a little bit, maybe.
Depends on if you want to do secondary or linebacker. I mean, either way.
Are you all right?
I mean, they list him as safety.
He's a safety.
Yeah, but he's not really a safety.
Okay. Well, you know what? We'll just argue about that when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this. Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip this summer? Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has recently added more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
At U.S. Cellular, we believe everyone should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. Right now, everyone can get a free smartphone, whether you're a new customer or not, with no trade-in or hidden fees. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-breaded, hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's one pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, Pirate Nation, Greenville's newest sports bar, Quarters Bar and Grill, is having its grand opening this weekend, starting tomorrow for lunch at 11 a.m. Quarters Bar and Grill is right behind Krispy Kreme on Charles Boulevard and will be open daily from 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. Quarters Bar and Grill features 10 beers and seltzers on tap, over 50 beers in the cooler, plus the best gourmet burgers, hot dogs, and wings. Join Quarters Bar and Grill for their grand opening this weekend, and you'll be sure to have an ARG sometime. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
We'll be getting our first taste of that tomorrow at lunch. We'll have a full review on Friday's Pirate Radio Live. I'm fired up to try the peppercorn cream wings and also the house wings. That's what I'll be having tomorrow. What are you having, Chandler? Do you remember?
I'm also having the peppercorn cream wings.
Okay.
And I'm also going to get the double pork hot dog.
A double porker.
It's a fried, bacon wrapped hot dog.
Man.
With like cheese sauce or something else on there. Caramelized onions.
Man. All right. Shirley, what's on your menu?
I am just going to go with a burger and fries.
Okay. Keep it plain.
Well, I'm a picky eater.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, looking forward to that coming up on Friday. We'll check out Quarters for the first time and have our reviews for you. All right, Stephen Igoe here. We are previewing the 2021 ECU linebackers. Igoe, pretty set. So Tuesday, you said ECU runs a 4-2-5. Is that right?
It's really like a 3-4, but it can be a 4-2-5. It just depends on what you want to term the Sam linebacker.
And I was going to get to that. So you've got your 2 defensive tackles, a defensive end, and a rush in, like outside linebacker.
Yeah, the outside linebacker is basically the end.
You got your 2 linebackers behind that.
Yep.
And then you've got your traditional 2 corners, 2 safeties, but then it's been called a bandit, a pirate position. One year it was called the pirate, right? Whatever.
Yeah, it's been called the pirate, like the striker, and other defenses, the bandit, the rover.
But that is what Gerard Stringer played a couple years ago, and after his injury, Jairo Wilson stepped up and played some good football, and that is that his spot for 2021?
Yeah, it's basically like a 5th DB on the field, and usually that guy plays closer to the box. So he is more of a linebacker than your traditional safety.
He's going to tackle more than a corner, a safety.
He's going to be closer to the line but he also plays a lot in the slot and covers that guy or covers tight end. So it really he's basically a hybrid position. It's a mix between a linebacker and a safety, which is why, like, Jairo Wilson is 6'3", 200. Stringer is like 6'2", 190 or close to 200. Demetrius Mooney's going to play that spot. He's 200 pounds. Like, they're kind of more, do they have the speed and lateral quickness to stick at safety where you're covering more ground? Or are they better in the box where they help more versus the run? They're more physical, that sort of stuff. I mean, it just depends. I mean, a lot of those times the safety and the Sam could be interchangeable. Like Juwan Powell, if they really wanted to, can move him to Sam.
Yeah, if you've got a third and long and you put in your best corner, your cover guys at that point and switch out. So we'll dive into corners and safeties maybe next week. Stephen Igoe is on baby watch.
We are on baby watch, so Tuesday, hopefully.
You need to groom somebody I can have on when you're absent.
Talk to Jonathan.
I know, but he's got a real job now.
He's got a real job.
I guess I can talk to Wags. Maybe we'll talk to Wags in your absence next week. All right, so we've kind of talked about the inside linebackers and then that extra DB spot. Outside linebacker-wise, we heard Blake Harrell mention Jeremy Lewis. If the season started this weekend, this Thursday, tonight, Igoe, who do you think is on that outside, that rush linebacker spot?
Probably Jeremy Lewis. Assuming he's healthy and ready to go, I would say Jeremy Lewis is the leading candidate there.
Dre Terry, you mentioned, isn't it? Chad Stevens.
Chad Stevens is probably your backup at this point.
How about Elijah Robinson?
You know, he's played D-end and rush, so I think last I saw they had him listed at D-end. Mm-hmm. So they might want him down, but he could play outside linebacker. So that's the thing. You look at outside of Jeremy Lewis, the rest of the depth chart I feel like is kind of up in the air. Like Chad Stevens could emerge as a guy. Elijah Robinson could emerge. Dre Terry could take a step forward. You just don't know. Or Xavier Smith, like we talked about. I really think...
I feel like it was a lot easier in 1998 to understand positions on a football field.
Well, that's because...
It has evolved.
That's because the offense has evolved, and you have to have versatility to match up with those guys. I mean, there's just so much spread and so many teams that can go certain personnel and catch you flat-footed, so to speak, because they have more athletic people at those positions than they did in 1998 or whatnot.
I feel like, and I talked about this with Bryce yesterday, Bryce Williams, how the linebacker position has changed over the years. And the last of the Ray Lewis and mentioned the 49ers linebacker, whose name is for some reason escaping me, from Ole Miss. And, of course, his name is escaping me. But
for some reason I was thinking of Takeo Spikes. But
he is a great example of a traditional-looking linebacker. But now, like Von Miller, what position is Von Miller?
He's the true edge rusher.
So he's more of a on-the-line guy.
I mean, you just don't have...
But now you have those slender, sleek linebackers.
You don't have, 6'1", 260... Like Levon Kirkland back in the day for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They had a billion traditional linebackers.
They were 6'3", 270 playing stand-up middle linebacker.
Yeah.
You just can't do that anymore. I mean, there's too much spread offense.
Patrick Willis is the guy.
Patrick Willis, really good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's just gotten to a point where you have to be able to cover as much as you stop the run at linebacker. It's so hard to find a guy who's 230 plus pounds that can run and cover. So that's why you see a lot of these guys that commit to ECU that are 210 pounds in high school, or they're 5'10" instead of 6 feet or 6'1", because you don't grow 6'1", 225-pound linebackers who can run on trees. So, yeah.
What'd you say? Run on trees?
You don't grow 6'1", 225-pound linebackers.
Oh, okay.
Who can run.
You
grow them on trees.
You started it and then ended it, and you had something in the middle. I get it. All right, well done. All right, anything else? Any recruits, Igoe, linebacker-wise? Any young guys we haven't mentioned you're excited to see in the future?
They got Zakai Barker, who's committed out of Georgia right now. Is probably my favorite guy in the class. He's another one that little on the shorter side, but just really good. 5'11"-ish, 5'10", 230, can run, move. I'm excited about him in the future. The two young guys in the program now, Taylor Jackson has really good feet. He's athletic. He'll probably play more wheel where he's out in space doing some stuff. Last year they threw him into the fire and he looked a little overwhelmed. You could see the athleticism, but like just the game was moving really fast for him. Eric Doctor is the one that they have to kind of decide what they want to do with. He's like 245 plus. He's a big dude, moves well.
So what are his options, do you think?
Probably outside linebacker, DN. Like he looks. If you look at pictures of him, I think he posted some the other day on Twitter or Instagram. Like he looks more like a DN than a linebacker. Like he looks like if he was playing in 1999, he'd make a great inside linebacker. Gotcha. He's big, physical, but you got to be able to cover in space.
All right, let's go around the horn. Shirley, Chandler, get ready. Igoe, you can have one past ECU linebacker added to this roster. Who would you take?
Quentin Cotton.
Yeah, that's great. I'm going to go with his teammate just because I was a fan of him because he was a local kid. I'm going to go Pierre Bell added to the roster. Chandler?
I was a big Seek Bigger fan.
Good call. Shirley, you were going to probably say that too.
You got it.
And if we're doing like post practice and post game interviews,
are you talking about
Zeke would be perfect.
Linebackers?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like Robert Jones is kind of big O for everybody.
Yeah. Jeremy Grove.
Yeah.
All right.
I like
tackling machine.
He was a really good tackler.
Just all over the field, Jeremy Grove. All right, there you go.
Pernell Griffin, another one.
Caleb White.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Y'all remember Caleb White? Short white
the ECU
kid?
basketball player? Yeah, I remember Caleb White.
What was Cam White? Cam White.
This has got to be a bit at this point, Chandler. I can't believe that you just mix up this
It's easy to get mixed up. But Cam White.
Wait, are we talking linebackers? I would like to
Cam White was the guy who threw Kenwick Thompson under the bus after...
oh, yeah.
He was like a walk-on linebacker, but he got the start.
That was Dustin Lineback.
No, this is Dustin Lineback was 2010.
Okay, sorry.
Cam White was, he was like, after the season finale at Temple, he was like, we didn't know what we were doing all season. Like, it was really confusing.
I remember that.
It was an awesome interview, though.
Yeah.
Like, because he was a senior. He didn't give a crap. He was like, to be honest, man, like, I was just trying to figure out what we were doing play to play. I had no idea.
No, seriously, the linebacker I'd like to see return is Jonte Sherrod.
Jonte Sherrod!
Corey Rouse, he was a really good defensive back.
Had the height for sure.
Darius Morrow is a linebacker.
We put him in at tight end or something. I would love to see, and I'd hate to talk about Virginia Cavaliers, but
Jaden Gardner
at tight end would be awesome.
Robert Sampson.
Yeah, he could go up and get it, maybe. All right, Igoe, what do you have to plug?
We got our latest position preview out on the Hoist Colors podcast. We talk running backs, and we did over-unders. Over-under clip, Rajay Harris, 1,000 yards.
Oh, man, Robert says Mark Libiano and Jeff Carr.
Yeah, Jeff Carr.
Two great calls there. Sorry, what? What'd you say?
Rajay Harris, over-under 1,000 yards.
Under. Again, he has no chance to win the Doug Walker Award. I'm saying that because Keaton Mitchell, man.
That's fine.
It's going to be like 800 and 700.
That's very possible. He had 650 last year in 8 games. So
Rajay's going to have a great year, but so is Keaton Mitchell. I think at least that's my prognostication. So there you go.
Yep, but that and plus a lot of recruiting, new commitment today for the Pirates, so we got that up on hoistedcolors.net.
All right, good luck to you and Erica. We'll check back in with you, try to get you on next Tuesday if possible. If not, we'll go a different direction. All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Troy D will be here. Touchdown. Tony Collins makes his return. And Ted Pardee, color analyst for the Houston Cougars, joins us when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
It's bow time. It's the same song, different tune. The family debates dinner, but all you're craving is a double serving of aspirin. So drop a big bow box on that pack of picky eaters. Because when you can get 8 pieces of chicken with 4 made-from-scratch biscuits, 2 fixins, and tea, dinner's easier than hitting mute on the group chat. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Denton Hardy, also known as the Closed Hand.
Back in 2013, there was no F3 here in Greenville. I didn't even know about F3. F3 was only, I think, a couple years old, even in Charlotte. And I've been working out on my own, doing running, lifting weights, doing different things for about 10 years. I was kind of looking for some way to test myself.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
When fun finally returns, Bud Light Legends don't just come back. They come roaring back, carrying a cooler full of Bud Lights, an inflatable dolphin, and those Velcro pads with the balls that stick to them. And this summer, with a cooler at their side, they're gonna make up for all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light Legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If Jersey Mike's Turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's, because premium meat makes a sub above. At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh, because slice to order makes a sub above.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
With Domino's Carside Delivery, you can carry out any 3-topping pizza for just $7.99 without leaving your car. So you don't have to interrupt your kid's favorite song.
And we'll all be friends just for one day. You can interrupt this, actually.
Next time you carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each, try Domino's Carside Delivery. Just pull up to the store, check in online, and Domino's will bring your food to you, contact-free. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size. Message and data rates may apply when using Domino's Carside Delivery.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. Come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroughRiverBandits.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. ENS Hemp Company is the premier CBD store in the area. They've helped hundreds of people with joint pain, anxiety, insomnia, and more. ENS only sells the safest, purest, and most beneficial hemp products on the market. Visit them today on Fire Tower Road near Sam Jones Barbecue or online at eshempcompany.com. And as we head back into the show clip, a little tidbit for you. The St. Louis Cardinals just tweeted out that they have come to contract terms with Thomas Francisco. So he is officially a St. Louis Cardinal.
Congrats to Franny, another Pirate. trying to make it to the bigs. Good stuff there. Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt here today. Glenn Griffin as well. And Troy D has joined me for hour number 3. What's up, Troy?
Full house. Good to see you again, Clip. Doing well. How are you?
I am great, and it is great to see touchdown Tony Collins.
In the house, baby.
Back to the Pirate Radio
My
studios.
man is back. He's like, you never call. I thought I got fired. I said, who do you think called you to be on today? I said, we called you.
I thought I got fired. It's been so long.
Well,
I forget what you guys look
You've
like.
been on vacation so long. Every time I call you, I'm in the Bahamas. I'm in Jamaica. I'm in Bermuda.
Nah.
You're the one that's out of town all the time.
I've been in town for the last 2 weeks, man.
Well, 2 weeks goes by fast on July 4th.
Look, it's almost football season, Tony. It's Tony Collins
Can't
season.
wait, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, welcome back, Tony.
Good to be back.
Good to see you.
We will talk some football. Tony might have been in the league when this guy's dad was coaching. Ted Pardee is the color analyst for the Houston Cougars. His dad, Jack Pardee, coached the Redskins back in the day and some other teams as well.
Sounds like a great country music singer, too.
Ted Pardee.
Ted Pardee taking the stage.
Ted Pardee's Country Party this weekend.
Coast to coast.
Dana Holgerson, our old friend.
Oh, Captain Mullet.
Yeah. Remember,
no one rocks the mullet better than Dana.
When he was at West Virginia, he said schools like East Carolina were taking food out of the mouths of his players.
Great quote.
And now he's back on the schedule.
Oh, Dana? Oh, yeah, because he's, I thought you meant West Virginia.
No.
Talking about his new school.
The Houston Cougars.
Yeah.
Follow along. We're going through this.
I wonder if ECU's taking food out of Houston.
We'll find out. We'll ask Ted Pardee how he's eating there in Houston. All right, so we'll talk to Ted Pardee. We'll talk to Tony Collins. Tony is on Pirate Radio today, and he's got a big gig early tomorrow morning. We'll ask him about that on today's show.
Okay.
So we got a lot to talk about.
Also,
on this edition.
Tony, who loves to be buck naked, if you've been a long-time listener to us here at Pirate Radio, also loves to dress as a princess unicorn.
Only for my grandbaby.
This is the second guy this week that's gone viral that we have.
Only for my grandbaby.
Parker Bunch had 20 million views. With he's the I Hit Dingers kid we talked to Monday. Tony Collins going viral for a second time.
I'm just glad Tony didn't go viral for his dinger. That's all I'm saying. Parker's the dinger kid.
Tony likes to show his dinger.
But
swinging dingers.
Thank you, Shirley. All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back.
Very different type of dinger.
Ted Pardee joins us on the other side. We're back after this.
You've worked hard to start your business and working even harder to make it successful. And that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from Select Bank and Trust. And as the business world throws you curveballs, we're here to be responsive to your needs. Our team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
Ooh, look at all that Parmesan cheese on that papadilla. Our freshly folded flatbread filled with juicy meats and melted cheese now has a crunchy, toasty outside. Now that's what's poppin'. Order today at papajohns.com.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Parmesan-crusted papadilla for only $7. The new Parmesan-crusted papadilla is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Hey Birdland, experience an Orioles game this season with the convenience and privacy of your very own suite. Choose from an array of options and prices to gather with family and friends or entertain clients. Each suite features climate-controlled interior seating, a private restroom, and comfortable outside seating. Plus, enjoy the best views of Camden Yards. Suites can accommodate 8 to 22 guests. Capacity is limited, so select your dates and purchase tickets now. Learn more about single-game suites at Orioles.com/suites.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership. Savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Morgan Ehlers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. Come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroughRiverBandits.com. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA is the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you on a packed hour number 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock, Troy D, and the return of Touchdown Tony Collins here on a Thursday, and we're going to continue our ECU opponent previews right now. And the Houston Cougars back on the schedule. They'll be welcoming in the Pirates to TD ECU Stadium on October 23rd, coming up on a Saturday. And here to talk about the Cougars is Ted Pardee, the color analyst on the Houston Cougars Radio Network. Ted, welcome back to Pirate Radio. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Clip. Great to catch up with you guys.
Yes, sir. Great to have you back on the program. And before we dive into the football season, Ted, the conference realignment topic has reared its ugly head once again. Came out yesterday that reportedly Oklahoma and Texas have reached out to the SEC to potentially join the Southeastern Conference. And if that is to happen, you say, well, then what? Does the Big 12 dissolve? Does it start poaching teams? And if so, well, there's a Texas school right there in Houston that could be a potential add to the Big 12. How much, and again, this is pretty early on in this discussion, Ted, but how much of the talk is going on there about this around the Houston area?
Well, it's always something that's discussed and talked about, and this. Look, it's the what I think is the worst part of the business. To be totally honest with you, it's like, oh man, like, are we really speculating at this point? There's Texas and Oklahoma. They're gonna do what they do, right? And the reality is, Houston's in a great conference right now. We've had a couple down years, so before Houston can start looking over the fence at somebody else's yard, they need to take care of business in their own backyard. But as I've told you guys before, I played in the Southwest Conference. I miss the old rivalries. My son plays football at TCU. I miss being in a conference with those guys, and with Houston, if they had a chance to do that with Chris Pesman, who's one of my former teammates, he's our athletic director. Would he take that chance? I think he would, but we want to do what's right for the university.
Ted, this is Troy. Thanks for being back on with us. Great to hear from you again. Look, Dana Holgorsen, it seems like just yesterday he left West Virginia and they were announcing he was going to Houston, which I was kind of stunned at when that announcement came out, because you don't see a lot of coaches leaving what back then would be considered a Power 5 program or a conference for, a conference like the American. Usually it's the other way. Usually it's the American coaches moving up to a Power 5 conference. How is it? I believe he's going into year 3 now. Time flies. How has that transition gone with Dana as head coach now?
Well, I like Dana a lot. I think he's a heck of a coach. I think the challenge is, when you bring in a coach that has a very defined system, do you have the horses? Do you have the tools to fit that system? And so I think, our programs are similar in many ways, guys. Like, ECU is an air raid team. ECU is a great program with a great history and some incredible battles. I love some of the games that we had back in the old days, back when Case Keenum was our quarterback. But what you have to do is you also have to say, well, what kind of talent do we have on the team? And sometimes you got to adjust your system to build around that talent. Houston was set up to run the Kendall Briles version of the air raid, and so they were set up to run 100 plays a game. They weren't set up to play ball control. And I know Dana's he's sort of a I don't know what they call these guys now. It's the Reformed Air Raid Club. I don't know what they are, but Dana really doesn't. I mean, let's be honest. When you're running counter OT and stuff like that, you're not running the air raid. And so Dana has changed his philosophy, and I think he just didn't have the tools in place. Now that we're at year 3, he's had a couple recruiting classes, and of course, let's not forget all those seniors last year. They had the option of coming back. So let's see. I think the team should be poised to have their best year in quite some time. But as you guys also know, I'm the forever optimist. So there you go.
Ted, the 3-5 from last year, that's not a good record, but when you dive into it, look at the teams that Houston lost to: BYU, UCF, Cincinnati, Memphis, Hawaii. We're talking about good opponents, good football teams. So they lost to some tough teams last year, but folks obviously weren't happy with 3-5. You just kind of said it there at the end of your last answer. You're expecting a much better number there in 2021?
I think we have to. There's pressure to compete in the city of Houston for fans. There's no question that you've got a lot of choices when you live in Houston. You've got the Astros, who are doing quite well right now. You've got a Texans team that's a big question mark, and if you're a football fan, that's an opportunity for the university to get more fans in the seats. And I hate that that's the reality of it, but it was that way back in the old days when the Oilers were here and I was in college. We knew that if the Oilers had a down year, our attendance would be up because fans are thirsty, especially if you can put a good product on the field. Fans like to go see good football. And, oh man, I'll tell you, it's poised. This is one of the best schedules Houston has had in quite some time. Chris Pesman did a great job of swapping out a couple tough games. We had Washington State. We swapped that out for Grambling. We made a couple tweaks to it to set this thing up to roll into conference on a roll. But the last thing I'll say about 2020, and it was a tough year, but let's not forget Houston's first 5 games were canceled. And so when I look at this year, in the month of September, we're going to play 4 games. We're going to play Texas Tech, Rice, Grambling, and Navy. Tech is tough. Rice, whatever. We should kill them every year, but Rice is always going to give us a fight. They're a crosstown rival. Grambling will be easy, and then Navy's brutal, the triple option. So, that's the setup for the season. And last year we didn't get that setup, and it showed in the play.
Ted, you mentioned last season. I think Houston was affected by COVID as much as anybody, especially that first part of the year in college football. What lessons, if any, were learned from last year with this COVID situation, and what are the expectations from the Houston perspective this go around, this year specifically COVID related?
Well, I think, knock on wood, we're going to have a full stadium, right? So that's the good news, is that the governor came out and said, we're opening up. Now, I've also heard rumors recently because of the variants that they may go back to masks and do some other things here in the future. We'll just see what happens. But the reality is, the Cougar fan base, I'll be honest with you, the Cougar fan base expects 10-win seasons. The chancellor came out a few years ago and said, we'll get rid of coaches that can't win better than 8 games. And is that maybe realistic or fair? I don't know, but Houston has a deep football history, as does ECU. And look, our fan base is, together we've got a lot of decades of football, and there are people that remember the run and shoot days in Houston. They remember the Heisman Trophy. They remember beating Texas 3 out of 4 years in a row, and that's what the Houston Cougar fans expect and they want.
Ted Pardee joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Ted, let's talk a little personnel. Who are the guys you're going to be counting on the field this year to have a good season for Houston? Who needs to play well offensively, defensively for your guys?
Well, you guys are going to remember some of these names, so and it won't be a surprise, right? I think, to me, your whole game starts with your quarterback, especially in today's age. Clayton Tune is, he's a cool, calm, collected guy. Don't let his build fool you. He can run, and he's a little bit of a dangerous card out there. He's got a fantastic arm. He was named by one of these services, Texas Football Life, named him the #1 quarterback in the state of Texas. How about that? Over some pretty good competition at other schools in Texas. But it all starts and ends with Clayton Tune on the offensive side of the ball. He also has a weapon in the backfield, Mulba Carr. He's about 6'2.5", 235 running back. This guy, amazing. Every time, he got a little dinged up last year, so he didn't play a ton. But 2 years ago had a great season. So keep your eye on those two guys in particular. And then one other player on the other side of the ball. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the deep threat, Nathaniel Dell. He's a former Indy community college guy, and he made a name for himself last year. And Cougars had some great receivers last year, obviously, but Nathaniel was able to come out and make a big splash. And then defensively, so Cougars have a new defensive coordinator, Doug Belk. He was on the staff last year, so he got promoted, and that changes things a little bit. They do have a lot of returning starters, so guys like their D-line, Derek Parrish, he's coming back. He's a defensive end. Logan Hall, the other defensive end, a 6'5", 6'6" type of guy. And they've got Donovan Mooten in the middle at middle linebacker, all returning starters, which is great. But if I'm going to be truthful about Houston's defense, they've got what I think is a pair of the best cornerbacks in the nation. You've got preseason All-American Marcus Jones, and he's a preseason All-American as a punt returner, so watch out for him there. But he's also a heck of a corner. And then on the other side of the ball, you got Demarion Williams, and he's kind of pre-picked to be like a second-team all-conference guy. He's the best cover corner we have. So that's the way the offense and defense stacks up. They've got question marks in the offensive line. I think both of our schools, that's kind of where we struggle when we recruit against the big guys. That's the hardest part, is to get those 6'6", 6'7" guys with the wingspan that you need to play tackle. That's tough. So the O-line is a question mark for Houston. I think, if you're really being honest, you've got 6 guys that played safety for Houston last year. 6. And so I can't tell you who the top 2 are right now.
Ted Pardee joining us. One name you didn't mention that I'm personally glad about, and Pirate fans are too, Marquez Stevenson, no longer on the team. He was one of my favorite players to watch when he wasn't playing East Carolina. He's with the Buffalo Bills now. Yeah.
Just an incredible talent, and another guy that got dinged up last year, unfortunately. Guys, with his speed, if they just barely get touched going across the middle, it's a little scary. But yeah, I'm proud of him and what he did with his career and how hard he worked for the University of Houston, and I look forward to big things for old Speedy, is what we call him, Speedy. I hope Speedy does well in the NFL.
Ted Pardee joining us. Ted, before we let you go, I'm a Washington football team fan, formerly a Redskins fan. Of course, your father, Jack, was the coach there. I mentioned Jack Pardee to Tony Collins. Tony, you said you remember him as a great linebacker.
Great linebacker, yeah.
And so do you have any input there, Ted, on the future name of the Washington NFL franchise? It looks like they're going to have a name next year.
Yeah, no, funny. I'm actually in D.C. right now. I'm visiting. I'm doing some work up here right now. But I've got close ties to the organization. My kids are big Washington football fans, and I have a hard time not calling them the Redskins, to be honest with you. But But we spent 2 different stints with the Redskins. The first stint was when my dad played for them, played in the Super Bowl, and then came back and coached them. It was a wonderful time in my childhood growing up. I have no idea what they're going to name the team. That's a good question mark. But man, what a great franchise, storied franchise. I hope they can put the pieces together. I'm always hope springs eternal. I'm always hopeful that they can put it together.
Well, it feels like they got something going in the right direction with Ron Rivera and the defensive roster they put together. So I do have some hopes for the first time in a while, Ted. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm okay with a defensive coach, right?
There you go. Well, Ted, thanks for joining us today. We'll check back in with you the week of the Houston East Carolina football game later on this fall. But we appreciate your time today. Have a great rest of your summer, and we'll talk again soon.
All right, you bet. All right, thanks, guys.
There is Ted Pardee, Houston color analyst, always a fun guy to talk to when Houston's on the schedule, Troy D. And the Cougars are back on the schedule this year. High-flying offense with Dana Holgerson and the Skullet, as somebody put in Facebook Live chat.
I love that.
Dana Holgerson. That was Johnny who called Dana the Skullet.
It's and that's always a tough game.
Yeah.
That is going to be a real challenge for East Carolina.
So there you go. Tony, what's going on with you, man?
I'm waiting for football season to start, man. That's what I'm waiting for.
You got any predictions, guarantees for us today?
A little early in the show to be dropping the
July.
Not yet.
Okay.
Wait till training camp's over. See anybody get hurt on our team.
Tony's being reasonable this year. He wants to take it ease into the season. Wants to actually see training camp before he goes crazy.
That's a different Tony Collins.
See if anybody getting hurt.
Just curious, how much training camp are you going to be watching?
None. But I'll check ESPN and see what guys get hurt.
Yeah, make sure everyone's healthy. So Tony wants a healthy team going into the season.
Speaking of training camps, the Cowboys and Steelers getting underway today or yesterday as they will play in the Hall of Fame game 2 weeks from today.
Yeah.
Have our first preseason game.
I saw Dallas is going to be on Hard Knocks this year. I haven't watched Hard Knocks in probably 3 seasons or so. I kind of quit watching. It just kind of got stale to me. I'll be honest, this is why they put the Cowboys on. Guess what I'll probably tune into this year? I got to see, it could be a goat rodeo.
It could be a total goat rodeo.
I gotta watch it. I'm gonna watch
a total goat rodeo.
I'm gonna watch Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
but not as much because I like the Cowboys, but more to see is there stuff you could make fun of with the Cowboys.
Yeah, Jerry's always good for a quote.
Yeah, he's entertaining now. I love Jerry Jones as an owner.
What about the Bears? What's the Bears going to do this year?
Well, Bears, I'm downplaying it this year.
Downplaying it,
Tony? I'm not going to make a big deal.
You're not optimistic about the Bears,
Tony. Who's their quarterback? Do you know who their starter is week 1?
I should think they should start Justin Fields.
Yeah, but they're not.
Yeah.
Well, they say
they still got the kid from Cincinnati, right?
I think
Andy Dalton.
Yeah. I think by week 5 he's, if not the starter, getting substantial playing time.
Yeah.
Could be.
I don't think they can sit on him that long. I just think there's too much pressure for these guys.
And good grief.
And by these guys, I mean the head coach and general manager to win now. That was a bold move to get Justin Fields. They can't sit on him and develop him for a year because their jobs are on the line.
What's Soldier Field going to be like after Dalton's first interception? They're going to go nuts. Yeah.
It depends on how Andy plays, though.
Right.
Well, I mean, if Andy's winning, then that's fine. But I'm saying I don't expect him to set the world on fire.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I think there's potential, but I'm not going to get overhyped about it right now. Let's see how it.
Well, I'm hyped about the Patriots. I think we're going to make the playoffs this year.
Oh, that'd be nice. Our teams were in the playoffs last year. Yours wasn't. Yeah, you should join us.
Yeah, we're already contenders.
The first time in 25 years.
What's it like to be a regular team on the sideline watching
the 25 years?
I tell you what, they lit it up in free agency. They brought in everybody available.
Our defense is coming back.
It's going to come down to Cam.
It's going to be something to handle, I'm telling you.
What about your rookie quarterback?
I'm going to tell you right now, man, I've been hearing some good things about that kid, man. He's been playing very well. Yeah. Playing very well. So.
Tony got the throwback Patriots hat on today, too.
That's all I wear.
I know. Yeah. You do wear that a lot.
It's a good look.
I like that.
It looks good. It looks new, though. Did you get it new? It looks clean.
Yeah, I haven't worn it in a while.
Oh, okay.
The Patriots will probably be wearing those next year because they are reversing the rule where you can only have one helmet all year.
Right.
In 2022, they're saying you can have a throwback helmet, a different color. So they'll probably go back to the white helmet.
It should.
Yeah. What? So you were talking about the Redskins. Oh, sorry, Washington football team earlier. What would you? If you're the owner, Clip Rock, you get to pick the name. What do you pick?
Red Wolves.
Red Wolves.
Yeah.
You like the R to stay the R. I think you got to make a few decisions. Do you keep the R, and the team has to be R something?
Why does it have to be R?
Because you've got all this gear with just R on it. They do have a helmet, like an old school helmet.
Yeah, but they're going to have new markings and everything. But like the Hell to the Redskins, HTTR, that could stay the same.
Right. There are certain aspects, if you keep the team name as R, that would stay. So I think it. It makes sense to keep it an R word.
I'm honestly fine with the Washington football team. I think it's unique. We have
at this point, why change it?
I think it's okay. I think it's fine.
They made the playoffs with the Washington football team.
They've never lost to the Cowboys as the Washington football team. Like, we got a good thing going here. Why change it?
I tell you what, if they change their name to the Unicorns, they'll go all the way.
You know what? If they win the Super Bowl,
The Washington Unicorns.
and our logo is you in that unicorn costume, I'd be all for it.
The Washington Unicorns.
I think they should
Horns up.
Washington's team of football.
Washington
And then they
team
can
of
put
football.
WTF on the side.
Is that supposed to be funny?
Yes.
Okay.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was, Mully.
All right.
Yeah, Captain Unicorn. Let's talk about this now. So, was this Cammy's party?
It was Cammy's
So Cammy, who's already gotten viral before,
a couple times, yeah.
Yeah, actually, you're right. She has gone now. Is it Cammy's mom that's putting these videos out that are getting picked up?
Yes.
So the first video, you were in one because you were wearing a Pirate Radio shirt.
The first video she did was she was at the dollhouse where she was. Can I get a
Troy's
hamburger?
been to the dollhouse.
Yeah, not that kind of dollhouse, Troy.
I thought Cam was too young, but boy, COVID's changed a lot. The rules are all different now.
Oh boy.
All right.
Sorry.
So for those of you that aren't following, Tony Collins' granddaughter is Cammy.
Right.
And she's not like 21.
Yeah, she's 3. She just turned 3.
Yeah.
So she did the dollhouse first, ordering a hamburger. That went.
That was cute. That was cute.
And then
you were in the next one.
The next one I was in when she was.
Oh, I
leaving
missed
the house.
you. She was leaving, saying bye to you.
Right.
Started crying, like everything's fine. And Tony goes, "I'll see you. I miss you. I love you." And then you walk away. And she goes, "I miss him."
No, am I going to see him again?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
And she starts bawling. She did get to see you again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she saw you as a unicorn.
As a unicorn.
So this was a birthday party?
Birthday party.
So for her third birthday party.
For her third
So
birthday
you dressed up as a rainbow unicorn kind of deal.
Well, I don't know about rainbow.
Well, I thought the unicorn had like rainbow hair on it or something.
I thought it was a pink.
Oh, was it pink?
Pink hat. You know?
Okay. So it was just you in this unicorn outfit.
Yeah.
Were you wearing anything else?
My NFL logo shirt.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. And you just came running around.
Just running around chasing the kids, and they're chasing me. And
yeah.
Yeah, it went viral.
And that I saw sports. Obviously we shared it in Pirate Radio. Yeah. A lot of stuff we share, Sports Center picks up. Have you noticed that trend lately?
Is that how it goes?
Put Parker Bunch out there. Sports Center rips us off. Put Tony Collins out there.
But we're gonna be on.
So now they're putting
tomorrow.
you on. Yeah. What do you have, an interview?
Yeah, it's
ripping us off again, Clip Rock.
It's gonna be.
We interview you now. Sports Center.
They do a segment called Feel Good Friday. So I'm going to be on that tomorrow.
That's cool. What time? I want to try.
The first one is going to start at 7:40.
You're going to be on multiple times?
Well, you know how the Sports Center goes from ESPN, it goes to ESPN too. Yeah. So it'll. I don't know what time,
replay,
but I know.
So you're live
for a fact 7:40.
So how are they interviering you? Like Zoom? Okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to be at home.
We already did it.
Oh, you already recorded.
Yeah,
how did it go?
It went good. Yeah.
How long was it?
About 5 minutes.
That long?
Yeah.
They talked to you for 5 minutes?
Pretty much about.
So they want to talk like football too?
No, we didn't talk football. We just talked about me wearing a unicorn.
That's for 5 minutes? I could only do 2 minutes.
Hey, y'all know I made the Pro Bowl. Hey, we don't care about that.
They talked to you for 5 minutes about you wearing a unicorn outfit?
It's amazing what a unicorn can do for you.
Wow.
I got an interview for the Steve Harvey show.
Was that? Oh, wow. That's
I got an interview for
Is this the first time you've ever worn a unicorn?
Yeah.
How did it feel?
I felt like wearing a unicorn.
Did you feel goofy or no?
I mean, you know, you do it for your kids, so you don't feel goofy.
I mean, you've worn way worse than that in here.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Yeah, so
you've worn women's lingerie.
I have.
So Steve Harvey?
Well, that's not official. The Steve Harvey show, we did an interview. They interviewed me and Cammie and Colette, and
for the morning show, his morning show.
For whatever his show. I don't know.
He does 100 different shows.
Yeah, he does a whole bunch of shows. But
maybe you could be on Family Feud.
That's what I was going to say.
Family Feud with the Collins.
No, it's not Family Feud.
You got to parlay that into the Collins.
No,
the Collins family.
You wear the unicorn on Family Feud. Let's go to the Collins family out of Winterville.
Tony would have the best answer.
Y'all need to back up a little bit now. Back up a little.
Would that not be hilarious? I love Family Feud.
Come back with me. So
I'm your man.
We did the
Tony Collins.
We did the interview with not with Steve Harvey, one of his interview people.
Okay.
And so I think we did pretty good.
You got to make the cut.
We got to make the cut.
Like if they think you're good enough, then they advance you.
And so, listen to this: the lady that was interviewing us, she started crying during the interview. So I think we got a good shot to get on.
Right,
yeah.
but you're right. It doesn't. He does so many different media things. It's hard to tell which one you'll end up on.
Yeah. Well, it's a show. He has a talk show.
That would be the one.
That's the one. It's the talk show. Yeah.
A lot of people don't know I do 8 to 10 interviews a day, and we have to cut a lot of them out of the show.
Right.
Yeah, we had a lot of people didn't make it today.
That's right.
Sorry.
Yeah. And I'll screen some people out, and you screen some people out.
So yeah,
Tony, you made the cut here.
We do that too.
Yeah, I finally made the cut here.
Yeah.
Oh, we've had you ready to go before. You just got cut a few weeks, Tony. Sorry.
That's what happened last week.
That's why you guys haven't been calling me. Just been cutting me every week. Okay, that's cool.
Did an opening today.
All right, Shirley, we need to make somebody a winner and open up the Pirate Radio booty bag, Tony Collins.
Booty bag.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere. All right, 317-1250. Shirley, what are we giving away on this Thursday?
Lunch for 2 at Tiebreakers.
That can be yours if you are caller number
11.
Caller number 11, 317-1250 is the number. We will take a timeout, come back, have our winner. More with Touchdown, Tony Collins, after this.
At US Cellular, we believe everyone should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. Right now, everyone can get a free smartphone, whether you're a new customer or not, with no trade-in or hidden fees. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelves and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Hello, this is Michael McGraw from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville. We offer a variety of services including arthroscopic surgery, sports medicine, carpal tunnel and general orthopedics, fracture care, total joint replacement, physical therapy, and on-site MRIs. For experienced professional medical care, visit our office on W.H. Smith Boulevard in Greenville and online at orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East providing services to ECU and Pitt County athletics for over 35 years. Go Pirates!
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Mark it down, July 1st, 2021, the day college athletics changed forever. Some thoughts next.
Baltimore Orioles baseball.
That is drilled to right field by Santander. At the wall, it is gone! Into the 4th row. Anthony Santander, he needed that in a big, big way. A blast off into the right field, seats his 5th home run of the season, and the Orioles get some insurance in the 8th. It's 5-3.
Catch all the O's action right here on Pirate Radio, your home of the Baltimore Orioles.
We all knew it was coming. Name, image, and likeness. College athletes can now profit by marketing themselves. The transfer portal was first, where athletes basically now have a free agent system where they can go from school to school. And get ready, because it's coming. College athletes are going to unionize. Isn't it amazing how coaches, administrators, and the NCAA have changed their tune on all of this? The same people who just a couple of years ago were dead set against athletes profiting with their NIL are now applauding it. Here's what Clemson coach Dabo Swinney said in 2014. If we pay college athletes, you lose me. I'll do something else. Fast forward 7 years, and old Dabo told his players he is excited that athletes get to profit off their NIL. Countless others said the same thing. Where are the resignations? Come on back again next time, and we'll visit Inside the Booth.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, offense coordinator for ECU football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. Come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroRiverBandits.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. You can come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. They're only 20 minutes from Greenville, and the River Bandits have a beautiful stadium, family and kid-friendly atmosphere, great food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer in the East. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroRiverBandits.com. And congratulations to Kevin Cozart of Winterville. Picked up lunch for two at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Back with you, Clip Rock, Tony Collins, Troy D on a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Coming up on Friday, we'll have another ECU opponent preview with Jim Lauk, the longtime and only voice of the USF Bulls. He'll join us on the show. Also, Damon Magazoo, former ECU safety, now the safeties coach at UNLV. We'll talk the Running Rebels and Damon's career here at East Carolina. Troy and Tony going through their text messages at the moment. Sorry to bother you guys.
Yeah, no, we're here.
I got you. I got you, Clip.
Yeah, we're here.
You're good?
Yes.
Good to go?
I'm listening to everything you're saying.
All right. What's coming up tomorrow?
I forgot.
Yeah, exactly.
No. David Magazoo.
He is.
That was exciting.
Very.
No, I haven't heard from him in a while, so I'll be curious to see how his coaching career is going.
Yeah. His dad was O-line coach with the Broncos for years, and some other teams as well. So Damon's starting his coaching career at the college level. Tony, what's been going on with you since we last saw you?
Just waiting on football, man. Going on vacations, visiting the grandkids, and just having a good time. But now it's time for football. The NBA Finals is over. Now there's only baseball. I can't watch baseball.
You're not a baseball guy, are you?
Only the World Series. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't watch a full 9 innings of baseball if nothing is important going to happen.
There's not a lot of stakes on the line when you play 162 games.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's tough to really get into.
Tune in parts of the game, but you're right. I don't know when the last time I watched.
But you know who I love to watch is the kid from California. The pitcher in the
Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani.
He's pretty awesome.
When you got a guy that can throw 100 and hit it 500 feet, that is special. We do not see that in Major League Baseball.
Clip, anything new? I saw that story that came out a couple days ago about the possible realignment, and you got to take this with a grain of salt because as far as it was Oklahoma and Texas moving into the SEC was reported.
Yeah.
Who was this person that broke that story, by the way?
Well, it first came out in the Houston Chronicle.
Has there been any, sometimes, stuff like this, once one person reports on it, a lot of people, or one person reports on it, they're on an island by themselves, and no one else really reports on it.
Right.
What have you seen with this since that story broke a couple days ago?
Well, it broke yesterday.
Well, yesterday. I'm sorry. It just feels like a couple days ago. We've been working so hard. Yesterday. Has much come out since then?
Well, it was cited from a high-ranking college official with knowledge of the situation. So that's the source.
Because it's hard. That type of stuff is hard to keep quiet, is my point.
Yeah.
And I would be surprised if that was really going to happen, that there wouldn't be more leaks, if that makes sense.
Well, Oklahoma and Texas are both, I think it was an Oklahoma official who said, we don't respond to all the rumors that are out there rather than just saying this is factually incorrect.
Right.
I don't know if you read anything into that.
But wow, well, let's just say that was to happen. Wow, what an epic seismic shift in the world of college football.
Probably the biggest we've ever seen, right?
That's a massive. I mean, the ripple effect on that will be huge.
Like, this is bigger than Missouri going to the SEC, or A&M going to the SEC.
I mean, these are two of the best brands in college football.
Well, these are your
and in universities.
Your household names for the Big 12. Like, this is the Big 12.
Oh,
Texas and Oklahoma is the Big 12.
If they leave, not saying the Big 12 folds, but they're way less valuable.
I don't think TCU and West Virginia are ready to carry the Big 12 flag.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't think Texas and Oklahoma want to go to the SEC.
I was thinking about that too.
Why would you want to go there?
I mean, it's got to be money. But like, as far as on the field performance, they're hurting themselves by going to the SEC.
Yeah, you got LSU, Alabama, Florida. Now you got to play all these teams.
Murder's Row.
Yeah,
So
from a competitive standpoint, I don't get it. It's got to be a financial thing if they are to want to do this. Because in the report it said it's not like that. It said they have reached out to the SEC to become members of.
And if I'm the SEC, I'm listening.
Yeah,
that's a huge. You go to a 16-team super conference, you've changed the game.
And the only no's for sure. A&M is a no. Their AD's already said we want to be the only Texas team in the SEC, so they're going to vote no as far as inclusion to Texas, Oklahoma. I think Missouri was the other. They left the Big 12 to get away from Texas and Oklahoma, so they would be a no. It's just a matter of the other institutions in the SEC.
Yeah, and then would that force the ACC's hand to do the same?
To what? Add?
Yeah, I think then they'd make a push for
West Virginia,
maybe West Virginia, Notre Dame to come in as football.
Yeah.
You know, I think eventually Notre Dame is going to have to join the ACC. That's the conference they'll join because they're already aligned with them with everything else.
And the only reason they're not is what, the NBC deal.
Correct,
right?
and I think it's only a matter of time before NBC says, you know what, we're not going to pay this much for that product anymore.
Yeah.
And we're going to cut it back, and then they'll look at it, well, if we join the ACC, we can get this much money. We might as well go ahead and do that.
Well, we had a caller earlier, Mitchell Winston-Salem, said if this does happen, if Texas, Oklahoma go to SEC, there's no good scenario for ECU in this.
I don't know. I think that's a little premature to say that. I don't know if there'd be no good scenario. I think it's so hard to tell.
The best case scenario, I feel like, for the AAC and for East Carolina would be the Big 12 to just dissolve, immediately.
We take the best teams out of there.
Well, and some other teams, like the Big 10, could get Kansas and Iowa State.
Right. Well, that's true.
And everybody kind of picks some teams.
Right.
We end up with, like, TCU and... whoever, we could get some good schools out of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's
and strengthen the conference.
Correct. It could play to our benefit.
So that would be the best case. Worst case would be Big 12 stays together, adds Houston, SMU, adds the schools from the AAC.
Yeah, that could be detrimental,
and that would be an issue.
Yeah, that could be a real problem. Yeah. And then we have the whole conference realignment craziness that happened a number of years ago.
Yeah, where we were updating it pretty much every day.
Yes.
There was a new story.
Yeah. I mean, we had its own open.
I look back at it, Troy, December 2012, the headline on USA Today, ECU, Tulane, joining the Big East.
Yeah, I'll never forget being in Dr. Ballard's office with Terry Holland when that announcement was made, and for a moment in time, East Carolina was in the Big East, which was a Power 5 conference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it happened.
And by the time you walked out of that office, the Big East was no more.
They dissolved, and it didn't last. By the time we got there, it had turned into the American.
Yep. The AAC.
But when we did join the Big East.
Which, look at
footnote in history.
Back at it now, Troy, would you say that was the right decision to join the AAC? I mean, I got to say, yeah, right?
Yes. I know it's very expensive. And what was the alternative?
Yeah.
Stay in Conference USA?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that was the decision.
Try to find the game on Flow Sports on Saturday.
And some folks might say, well, we should have stayed in Conference USA and just dominated.
Maybe we could have won, but
I think it'd be irrelevant.
You don't think we got a chance in the ACC to get there?
To go into the ACC? Yeah. Well, Troy, you probably know more about this, but like the schools west of here are not going to allow that to happen.
I mean, regionally, it would make a perfect sense.
No, yeah, it makes sense.
Like if we were a part of the Common Sense Committee, yes, absolutely. That's it's a bus league. The problem is as Cliff said, well, the ACC schools around here in this state would have freaking a stroke and a heart attack on the spot if East Carolina probably got in.
But why?
Because they don't want East Carolina to get in the ACC and take anything that they already have. Because then we'd be on an equal playing field.
They don't want to share the money. They don't want to share the recruits. They don't want to share anything.
Yeah. They don't want East Carolina to be in the party.
Man, that's bullcrap.
That's the way it works.
Everybody's looking out for themselves.
Yeah. But in an ideal situation, you'd realign all these conferences regionally, and there'd be no, everybody in a conference would be, the furthest you drive away is only one state. East Carolina would be in a conference that has teams of Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, no further.
Well, we could do an entire North Carolina conference for.
You could easily just do a conference in North Carolina. No, I'm talking about State, Carolina, Duke.
I know, but there's more than that in this state. There's App State.
Yeah.
There's Western Carolina.
We could form the North Carolina Conference.
Wilmington.
That would be a cool conference, actually. All North Carolina teams.
Catawba.
Well, then we'd have a true state champion.
What's that?
Gardner-Webb.
What's that team I always want to play first game?
Elon. Tony got his wish.
Elon, baby.
Conference battle. Elon coming to town.
Whip that ass.
Have you looked at the schedule this year, Tony?
I have not. I just know the first game is Appalachian State.
One game. What are you, a coach? One game at a time? Do you know the line on that game? Here's a good thing. What is the spread?
I think it was like
you saw it.
Like 17 or 18 or something like that?
Not that high. It's around right now 11, 12,
11?
something like that.
But wasn't it higher than that, though, before?
The highest I saw was like 13 and a half.
13?
Yeah.
So,
what are you thinking for that opening game, then?
I mean, let me tell you, man, I'm being optimistic, but I think we can go to Charlotte and beat Appalachian State. Absolutely, no question. I think with the talent that we have on our team, especially offensively, our offense, I believe, is going to average at least 30 points a game this year. At least, 30 points. Now our defense has got to step up, and I think we got a good defense coming back too. So I'm very optimistic about that first game. Matter of fact, I guarantee we're going to win the first game.
I was getting ready to ask.
Guarantee we're going to win the first game.
We haven't broke out the sound effects.
I can't help myself.
I don't even know if we still have it.
I guarantee that we will beat Appalachian State the first game of the season. So you better be there.
And there it is, folks. I don't think we've had this is our first post-COVID guarantee.
Post-COVID.
That is true.
I don't think we've had a guarantee from you in like a year and a half.
Yeah, I was afraid to come out.
A maskless Tony Collins with a guarantee.
Wait a minute.
ECU over App State.
Let's go, baby.
It was like 12 minutes ago where Tony was like, yeah, I don't have anything. I'm going to wait. Today. I'm going to wait. You had to wait 12 minutes.
I said we got to warm them up. We got to ease into the deep end.
We got our first guarantee of the season. He's
not going to dive in head first. He had to start at the shallow end and we walked in.
But you guys were talking about the NFL, so this is totally different. You were talking about NFL at the time when I was saying they gotta wait, see what training camp does.
Okay,
I thought.
But as far as ECU goes, we ready.
Guaranteed.
We ready,
all
baby.
Right, Tony Collins guaranteed. Now, what happens, Tony, if by chance, unfortunately, the Pirates don't beat Appalachian State? How are you gonna?
Yeah, because you hadn't paid off a lost guarantee in like 3 years.
I haven't been getting paid for my good guarantees either. So we're kind of even.
Fair point.
We're kind of even.
The slate clean.
We're kind of even.
All right, I'll give you a pass on your fair guarantees.
Haven't had my steak dinner yet.
That's true.
I'm going hungry over here.
It's incredible.
Fair. All right, so we're starting even. All right, if you get this guarantee right, I'll take you to dinner.
Right.
If you don't get the guarantee right, what happens?
Y'all got to think of something. I mean, I'm not going to think of something bad for me to do.
It's not like he's going to go crazy and wear a unicorn in here or something. I mean, we don't want you to embarrass yourself.
How about I'll come as a unicorn without the corn?
A una?
Just be a una.
Is that supposed to be fun?
I don't know what that means, so I'm going to say no. I'm a little scared of it, though, so I'm going to say no on that. Well, we got to think of something.
Yeah, we did need to think of something.
Yeah, I got to think of something, man.
Troy,
you always used to think of something before.
Well, Troy tries to find ways to get you naked for some reason, and I'm opposed to that. You know how
Troy is. He always looking at my butt all the time.
Big fan of that.
It's 2 little butt cheeks.
Oh, he's a handsome man.
Yeah, but you can do that like after the show. We don't have to make it part of the show. I want to think of something outside of the naked realm.
It doesn't have to be nudity.
Okay.
The nudity in a while.
Yeah, stick away from the nudity. Stay away from the nudity.
It's a family show.
Yeah.
No problem.
We'll think of something.
Y'all think of something.
We got plenty of time.
Remember that time you had to kiss my foot?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Were you here then, Clip?
Yeah.
Y'all want to put some ranch on it.
I'll never forget when Tony Collin literally kissed my foot live on the air. That was a great moment in radio, Clip.
I was ashamed to be a part of it.
It's only we had video back then. That was back when we were strictly radio.
Yeah.
God, that was a great moment.
Great moment.
We've had some great moments on this program.
Remember that time I had to wear the bra to out at the thing.
Yeah,
doing
the
tailgate. It wasn't a bra. It was like a halter top.
I'm pretty sure that is documented somewhere on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a sports bra.
Yeah, sports bra.
We have photos of that.
And the foot kissing is on there too.
Yeah.
But the problem is, we talked about, Tony enjoys doing these things.
I don't enjoy doing it.
He's like, I hope I lose.
I don't enjoy doing it. I'm just a man of my word. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
You're a man of your word.
I don't enjoy doing it.
Yeah. Can we like die?
Still looking for my steak dinner though.
Why are you looking at me?
I would enjoy doing that.
I don't remember that, but I don't remember that.
I invited Clip to go, so you say you're going to take me in, Clip.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
I don't, but I'll.
Oh my God, Troy.
Well, I'll take you out, Tony. I don't know how Clip got wrangled into this thing. I haven't lost a bet to him. He owes me money.
Yeah, I'm going to let you two lovebirds have your date by yourself. I'm good.
Hey, Clip, bets, I'm up on you right now.
Clip, I need you to come with me, man. I don't trust this guy.
I'm the chaperone.
Trust me, I could do it better than you, Tony, if I wanted to.
Troy, you are up $10 in the NASCAR pool.
Yeah, that's true.
So that is,
we'll let it ride into this weekend.
There's no races for 2 weeks.
Oh, no, then pay up.
Yeah, so I'll get it to you.
I need it from Tony's dinner.
Can we like color the beard or do something?
I was going to say dye the beard.
How about we shave the beard?
No.
The way we want to shave it.
My wife.
Not all.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to
we go mustache.
No,
or
we
something?
can do like.
No. Stay away from the beard. Anything else but the beard, man. You can shave my head off.
Let me see what your hair looks like.
You can shave my hair off.
How about you have to grow hair just to see what it looks like when it comes back?
How about this? Remember when they made Tim Tebow do the Fryer haircut?
Yeah. Was it him?
I don't have any hair.
I remember seeing that.
We'll have to let you grow it out so then we can shave it into the fryer.
Well, that's going to take a couple of weeks for me to grow my hair out.
Start growing.
Start now.
I got to start now.
That way by the time kickoff's here, we'll have something to work with.
Let the crops grow.
All right, we'll think about it.
Yeah, to be continued.
Shirley, let's get our last break in. We'll come back, get ready to wrap up a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. One guarantee already on the board for Tony Collins. ECU will defeat Appalachian State.
Sir.
We'll be back to wrap it up after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 Buick Enclave and save over $6,000 off or 0% for 72 months. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Bree Berkowitz. Coaching track and field is sometimes the practices take the least amount of time of your day and everything else is very time consuming. Recruiting is huge and I am responsible for the day-to-day, a lot of the operations as far as traveling and, you know, the inside administrative things that sometimes are not the most glamorous, but they have to get done but that all goes into a day's work.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Alone, chicken, onions, peppers, and cheese have potential. Together, they have a purpose, a destiny, and a name. Jersey Mike's number 16 Chicken Philly, because grilled to order makes a sub above. At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh, because sliced to order makes a sub above.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
At U.S. Cellular, we believe everyone should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. Right now, everyone can get a free smartphone, whether you're a new customer or not, with no trade-in or hidden fees. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Now that life is returning to normal, we have found a lot of good things that came from the pandemic. One of them is not having to go to the wireless store anymore. The Cellular Warehouse team has been in the business of delivering phones to your home and office for 20 years. People found out about our free delivery service and love the ease of getting a new phone, tablet, or hotspot. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 so you can start experiencing the joy of never going to a wireless store again. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is Brian Packard, ECU former baseballer. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. Come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroughRiverbandits.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market report for today. The Dow was up 25 points at 34,823. The NASDAQ was up 97 points at 14,940. And the S&P was ahead 8 at 4,367. That is a look at your Wells Fargo Advisors stock market report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into the show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, great to see Jason Nichols back at East Carolina University. The former Pirate wide receiver and running backs coach has returned to ECU, as he will be a part of the football program director of football player development. So Jason Nichols.
Oh, that's awesome.
Who
I'm a big Jason Nichols fan.
This will make you feel old, Troy. He played at ECU. He's had 19 years of coaching experience.
Wow.
Which seems like
Feels
he
like
played.
he just left.
I know. That's a tough sentence to read. But great to have him back in the fold with Mike Houston.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Tony Collins, good to see you, buddy.
I got to give my wife a plug. Can I give my wife a plug?
Absolutely.
Okay, so my wife just started this business called Delectable Doggy Delights, and it's treats for dogs.
Triple D.
If you got,
are they good enough that humans can eat? Sometimes these dog treats are so good.
Trust me, I eat them before they.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
They're delicious, man. I'm telling you.
Did I call it or what?
How about if App State wins, Tony has to eat a bowl of dog food?
Yeah.
Is that what we're
It's
doing?
not dog food, it's treats.
No, but we're going to switch it up to dog food on the air.
But it's jerky treats. Delectable Doggy Delights. Hey, we got them on Dickinson. They have the Farmers and Makers Market. They got them there. Or you can go to our website.
What's the name of it again?
Delectable Doggy Delights.
There you go.
All right,
Check
cool.
it out.
Good deal.
All right. Tony,
bring some in with you next time. We'll try some on the air.
Do a taste test.
I should bring some.
All right.
I'll bring some next time.
All right, do it.
Am I coming back next week?
I'll say don't be a stranger.
Do you want to come back next week?
Yeah, I'll be in town next week.
All right, done.
Because you got to give me next week. Because the week after that, I'm going to be gone.
How about same day, same time?
Feels good.
All right.
You know, you got to call me around.
I'll get you. I'll remind you.
Right.
Hopefully your interview will make the cut and you can get onto the show.
I'm getting to be at the point where I got to get someone to remind me to remind Tony.
All right, I'll remind you. Chandler, remind me to remind Troy.
And I'll remind Tony.
Because I'm going to forget, too.
I know. We got you. We'll see you next week.
Okay, man.
Great seeing you, man.
Troy, we'll see you Monday.
Sounds good. Look forward to it. Corey Scott, he is coaching the 12 and under All-Star team. They're going to Warner Robins August 6th. I think they're like 3 wins away, guys, from the Little League World Series.
Really?
In Williamsport. Yeah, I believe this year. I'll confirm with Corey. I think they are. Talked to one of the dads today. I believe they only need. They're like 3 wins and they get it.
Yep. I mean, is it in a losers bracket thing, or
they're taking the top 2 teams this year,
so they can't lose a game then?
I think it's double elimination.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think they can lose one, but then they got to keep winning.
Chandler, Shirley, we'll see y'all 3 o'clock Friday for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following